Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Apologies for the technical difficulties. The whole internet going out here at historic Hicks Field. Apologies for that. Previous stream going out and missing some action here in the bottom half of the fourth. The Steamers with 4 runs across, capitalizing on the walks from Ryan Nielsen. The 0-2 pitch to Tyler Overitis, a big swing and a miss, and that will end it. We'll keep it right here, just recapping the action that just happened. Apologies for the technical difficulties as we head to the top half of the second inning. 4 runs across for the Steamers on a handful of hits, but it all started with the walks from Ryan Nielsen.
Yeah, Nielsen couldn't find the zone to start the inning. Leadoff walk for Jackson Ellison, and after that it was downhill. They got a sac fly to get the 4th run of the inning that you all missed, and also a base hit towards center field. Another run home. Boogie Saunders had to play at the plate. He bobbled it a little bit at center field. I think it made the throw just a little bit later because his arm is so strong. He got it to J.R. Lingerfelt behind the plate. The tag was applied, but just not in time. That was another big run for the Steamers, making it 4-0. Ryan Nielsen, just a very tough start to the game.
Yeah, two hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, a strikeout for Nielsen to end the inning. Now, if you're the Riverbends, far from over, we'll say that. 4 runs in the first inning for the Steamers, but approach against Ben Bausis. Sense of urgency now, down 4 runs in the first inning. How do you see the Riverbends approach? You think it'll change at all? Do you think gotta just keep going with the same approach, just not worry about the score, at least as of yet this early in the game?
Yeah, I think this early in the game, it's only going into the top of the second inning. Riverbends batters are going to keep the same outlook at the plate with Ben Bausis. They're not going to try to change anything up with them, because if they do, they might not be able to see him well. They did get some contact off of him. It just wasn't any contact hard enough to drop in. It was all flyouts, and it was quick flyouts, only 10 pitches for Ben Bausis in the first. But Riverbend has plenty of time to come back from this 4-0 deficit.
4-0 game, 4, 5, and 6. Eston Snyder, Preston Shelton, and J.R. Lingerfelt against Ben Bausis. And the first pitch is high and in tight. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Eston Snyder. Snyder so far doing the playoffs as the 1-0 pitch is fouled off. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Snyder, a .357 average, 429 slugging, 5 hits, a double, 4 singles so far in the playoffs. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on, lined up the middle, and that'll get into center field, a base hit. The first hit of the game for the River Bandits is a single from Eston Snyder.
And exactly what the River Bandits needed. They needed to get a speedy base runner like Snyder on the bases. I can only imagine he'll be sent at some point. And then the next fastest man on the squad, Preston Shelton, coming up. He had a big home run last night that put the River Bandits on the board first, but really the only run until the top of the 9th for the River Bandits last night. So Preston Shelton trying to follow Snyder after the big base hit towards center field.
First pitch is low. Preston Snyder stargazing tonight on both sides. Preston Shelton, excuse me. Snyder over at first, a home run, a single last night. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on, grounded on the infielder. Myers goes to second for 1. Johnson to first, a double play. Bausis works the double play. Myers to Judson to Kirk, 6-4-3, and there's 2 outs in the top half of the second.
Ben Bausis does exactly what he's been doing, getting that softer contact, not the strikeouts this game. So he gets a ground out right over to Luke Myers, and an easy play. Snyder almost went for the stolen base, but then he stopped. I think if he went, might have got there, slid in time, and kept it from a double play.
And the first pitch to J.R. Lingerfelt is fouled off. Lingerfelt, 4 games, 15 at-bats, .267 average, 4 hits, 3 singles, a double. And the 0-1 pitch to Lingerfelt is swung on, line to center field. Coming in is Padgett. He's underneath of it, and he makes the catch. A leadoff single by Snyder. Bausis turns a double play, and Lingerfelt flies out. 6 up, 6 down for the River Bandits. We go to the bottom half of the second. The Steamers holding an early 4-0 lead. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There were plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Trowon County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field, bottom of the second inning. 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning for the Steamers, all brought to you by Farrell Gas. 2 hits, 4 walks for Ryan Nielsen in that first inning against the Steamers. Nielsen giving up hits to Gabe Kirk, Ty Johnson, who has another RBI in back-to-back games. 10-1-2. What you see about Nielsen in the first inning, the walks coming back to hurt him. What do you think's the biggest adjustment you think he needs to do the rest of the game to really, at this point, keep it at 4?
Well, I think if anything's going to happen, if the worst comes to worst, you get hit hard, you need to find the strike zone. You can't walk 4 men in the first inning like he did. The leadoff man got to walk. Ty Garza got to walk. Chris Morris and Nate Paulson. Garza, Morris, Paulson were 4, 5, and 6. The heart of the order, you can't walk all 3 of them in a row.
Myers 10-1-2. Luke Myers with a few walks last night. So far in the playoffs, 5 games, 2 hits, and 19 at-bats as an RBI as well. 46 pitches for Ryan Nielsen in the first inning. Gets the sign from Lingerfeld and delivers to Myers, is in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Dealing with some technical difficulties. He'll cross the stadium. We're back here on YouTube for Game 3 of the PCL Finals between the Tarboro River Bandits and the Edenton Steamers as the 0-1 pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Nanticoke, Pennsylvania native. Going to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Luke Myers. The 1-1 pitch from Nielsen, swung on, line drive into right field. That'll get down, a base hit. Snyder going after it. He'll play it on a hop, and Luke Myers with the Steamers' 3rd hit of the game, and he's a leadoff base runner in the bottom of the second.
Snyder got to that quickly. Could have easily been a double if Snyder was playing a little bit farther towards center, but he's hugging the line pretty well. Got to it fast, but Luke Myers, the bottom of the order for the Steamers, bringing it around to the top of the order, and Jackson Ellison, who walked the walk in the first inning. So he's already getting his second at-bat early, and he has a man on first to do it.
Jackson Ellison walked in his first at-bat in the first, came around to score one of the 4 Steamers runs in the first inning. And the first pitch to him, a big cut and a miss. The 4 runs, the largest run total in an inning for the Steamers since 5 runs in the first game against the Greenbrier Knights. Steamers lost that game 7-6 with a huge comeback late for Greenbrier. No balls and 1 strike to Ellison. Squares around a bunt. He stabs at it, could not make contact, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, just trying to lay down the bunt, get Luke Myers over to second. You want to add on as many runs as you can, but with the way the first inning went, I'm kind of dumbfounded that he tries to bunt here. I feel like he could try to work this at bat for himself.
And the 0-2 pitch to Ellison, swung on, line drive, center field. On the run is Saunders. He's underneath of it, and he makes the catch in shallow left center field. And there's 1 away. Pulled back, took the swing, and lined it out to center. And now there's 1 out for Davis Halstead, who's 0 for 1. Rounded out his first time up.
Davis Halstead hitting 167 in the playoffs, but he does have a 500 on base percentage. Has those 2 RBIs. Good 2-man in the lineup. Chance to put Luke Myers, around the bases. We'll see if he can get a couple more runs on the board. 4 runs is not safe enough against the River Bandits.
Throw back to Myers. He's back standing. Both of these teams, as mentioned, splitting the first 2 ball games. The River Bandits at Tarboro Municipal Stadium taking down the Steamers in Game 1, 8-4. And the Steamers winning Game 2. Ran a little after midnight last night after a rain delay, 6-2 win.
A long rain delay.
The winner crowned the PCL champion of 2023. Steamers looking for back-to-back championships, and the River Bandits looking for their second championship in 3 seasons. And the 0-1 to Halstead is a fastball inside. It's 1-1.
Ryan Nielsen really struggling to find the zone still in this inning. He had the big hit from Luke Myers to Esten Snyder at right field, so he was pounding the strike zone a little bit more, trying to attack those hitters, doing a little bit better at it.
And the 1-1 pitch to Halstead is lined up the middle of base hits. Saunders fields it, he throws it in. Myers to second, the second hit of the inning, the 4th of the game for the Steamers, and 2 more runners on for the Clams, or at least to start, are having one of their most productive nights offensively here in these PCL playoffs.
Yeah, and it's really surprising with how strong Ryan Nielsen has been all season long, really been our number 1 or number 2 guy on the mound. So tough for him to start like this in the PCL championship. But nonetheless, it's still a game. 4-0 can get out of this inning and put some momentum in the River Bandit bats.
And the first pitch to Kirk is a breaking ball high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Gabe Kirk in there.
River Bandits have come back from plenty of big deficits this season. 6-1 from Greenbrier, came all the way back. They didn't end up losing that game, but it's a big
Check
sword swing
from Kirk went around. It's 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 to Gabe Kirk, and this is not the man you want to be facing with 2 runners on. A 4-0 ball game, already 4 hits for the Steamers, so he is pounding the zone more, already 2 hits in this inning.
And the 1-1 pitch to Kirk, swung on, line drive, coming into right, and he'll fall in front of Snyder. The 3rd base hit of the inning, the 2nd straight for the Steamers, and the 2nd consecutive inning with the bases loaded. Kirk has 2 hits. He now has 9 on the playoffs, and the bases are loaded for Ty Garza. A breaking ball on the outer half. Kirk extending the bat head out and lining it into right.
Yeah, Esten Snyder had a great throw home. Good thing Luke Myers didn't round. It was hit a little too hard to Snyder either way for him to round, but now a 2nd time bases loaded against Ryan Nielsen. I've said it, he's gotten out of it multiple times.
This Garza fouls off the first pitch, of snowballs and 1 strike. Defense really kind of strayed away for the River Bandits, but all really on the edge of the grass, even with the bag. Shelton at 3rd. How many runs? You can really allow more. Of course, it's early in the game. Got to preface that. Just in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still cannot let this game get away from you if you're the River Bandits, as the 0-1 is a breaking ball. Big cut and a miss. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Garza.
Yeah, another high breaking ball. Nielsen working that in a little bit more. His fastball command is not there tonight. Needs maybe a breaking ball in the bottom of the zone and gets a ground ball to Johnny Wall.
And the 0-2 pitch to Garza is low. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garza in his first at-bat in the 1st. A walk, a run scored. As you mentioned, Garza, Morris, Paulson, 4, 5, and 6, all reaching on walks and run scores. Now Garza an opportunity with a bat here with 1 out in a 1-2 count. And the pitch from Nielsen. Breaking ball, swung on, high chopper. Past the mound, going to be a tough play for Shelton. He bobbles and he'll have no play. Preston Shelton coming all the way over from 3rd. Another run comes across for the Steamers, who now lead it 5-0, and the bases are still loaded.
A perfectly placed chopper right to the left of Ryan Nielsen from our angle, to the right of him. Now we're having a mound meeting from Coach Grant Crosby. Already have some work in the pen. It might be the end of his night. Maybe try to get out of this inning, but he's already at such a high pitch count now that 2 bases loaded jams is going to get your pitch count up there. We're hoping 5 or 6 from Nielsen being our top guy. Doesn't look like that's going to happen tonight.
Bases loaded, 6 hits, 5 runs. Steamers, 6 runs last night, only 4 in game number 1. Of course, got guys out there coming into this game. Nerves, of course. Season on the line. Kind of seeing it out there with Nielsen based on his pitch location side of the zone. Steamers hitters have come ready, got the scouting report on him. Now it's really about the adjustment. We did it last night, Dominic. What did Grant Crosby just tell Ryan Nielsen out on the hill, trying to get out of trouble and really try and keep it as low as possible, the lead?
I think he really just tried to calm him down. Like you were saying, nerves are probably playing a factor in this. He's looked so good. The worst start of his time here in Tarboro was against the Steamers in Tarboro. He's trying to get back to what he's been doing all season. And I believe in him that he's going to, because he's been such a great pitcher, hoping he can get out of this jam, because, you know, just adding on to this 5-0 deficit, it could get to a point where it's really hard to come back in general. 5-0 isn't the end of the world.
So 1-0 pitch to Morris is on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Morris, a run scored, a walk in the first inning. Bases are loaded. 3 hits in the inning. Halstead, Kirk, Garza reaching on an infield hit to bring in a run. And the 1-1 pitch to Morris, a breaking ball, is in there for a strike. Almost through the exact same pitch to Morris the first at-bat. And again gets the strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Really been his best pitch finding the zone tonight has been that breaking ball, and he's been hitting it in the top. I don't know if he's trying to locate it there or if he's getting lucky that Chris Morris isn't swinging at it. Like you said, 2 times now to Chris Morris.
And the 1-2 pitch to Morris is a fast breaking ball low, spun low. An excellent stop by J.R. Lingerfeld to keep it in front. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Edenton, North Carolina native in his second season with the Steamers. Almost a role reversal. If you're really two-way players, come out of the pen in big innings, especially in the playoffs, 5 innings and an extra inning win against the Knights. But this year for Chris Morris, the bat has come around at the plate. Limited plate appearances last year in the teal and black, and swings at the first pitch, pops it on the infield. Going back as Bernard Jones calls him off and makes the catch on the edge of the grass for out number 2. A huge out number 2 for Nielsen.
Oh, yeah, that's a massive out. Good thing Kevin Jones went out there. Max Bernal looked like he had a hard time locating it. He was backing up. Kind of an awkward angle for him to get to it. Snyder rushing in, just making sure that Kevin Jones was going to get to it. Luckily, it wasn't a collision or any type of miscommunication, as in the first game in Tarboro there was a couple foul ball miscommunications where just couldn't get to him. This time it would have been in fair territory and would have been a big mistake.
Bases still loaded. Halstead, Kirk, and Garza with singles here in the inning. And the first pitch to Paulson is outside. A run already across on an RBI hit. 1 ball and no strikes to Nate Paulson. Walked his first time, knocked in a run. And the 1-0 from Nielsen is low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Mentioned action in the bullpen for the River Bandits already in the bottom of the second inning. In a 5-0 ball game. And Nielsen trying to keep it right there.
He needs to. Nowhere to put him here. Already a 2-0 count towards him. Can't throw another ball. Can't make it 3-0 or he's going to sit on the next pitch.
And the 2-0 to Paulson is on the outside corner. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Have to think on the other side, too, for Bausis. 2 long breaks now, long innings after quick innings play. Trying to really hard to establish a rhythm on the other side as well.
Yeah, it's been quick for Bausis. We'll see if it continues that way. He's a long time waiting.
Big cut and a miss for Paulson. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs.
Could create some rust for Bausis. We'll see. He already had that hit from Esten Snyder, but then got a double play ball. Preston Shelton hit it over to Luke Myers at short. And that was a big double play after Steamers scored 4 in that inning. Thought maybe the River Bandits might gain some momentum, get a couple runs in. This didn't happen after that double play. And then Ryan Nielsen, after the tough inning, having to come right back out, having another one. Same type of inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the pitch to Paulson swung on, driven in the air to right center. On the run is Snyder. Saunders out as well, and he makes the catch in the gap to end the inning. 4 hits for the Steamers in the inning. They get a run across. The Steamers out to an early 5-0 lead in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. We go to the 3rd. Steamers lead at 5-0. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. we welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at FaroGas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Top half of the third inning, Steamers, River Bandits 5-0. Steamers in front, 4 runs in the first, a run in the second. Brought to you by Faro Gas. Easy propane service starts here. Faro Gas 2 up for the River Bandits. Cam Greenway takes the first pitch low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Greenway, Kevin Jones, John Howard trying to get some runs back for the River Bandits in the third as the 1-0 pitch grounded to third. Garza gloves it, throws over to first in time to get Greenway for out number 1.
Yeah, Greenway before this game hitting .333 with only 15 at bats, so he was a very late addition from Lenore community along his teammate here. Coming up to bat, Kevin Jones, who's transferring over to UNCW. Both had a good season at Lenore. Kevin Jones seemed to be more of an everyday guy over Cameron Greenway.
And the first pitch to Jones is on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Jones, so far in these playoffs, 3 games, 8 at-bats, a .375 average, 3 hits, all singles, and the 0-1 pitch is low and away. It's 1-1. Had a hit last night. The Bandits trying to mount a comeback in the 9th inning. They scored a run against John Horton. Ended up closing the door and sealing the game to victory. Swung on, popped up, first base side. Kirk going over towards the foul line in the concession stand, and it gets out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Kevin Jones. Friends with Steamers designated hitter Chris Morris. Saw them talking after the game last night before the teams departed for the evening.
Kevin Jones hitting .353 at Lenore Community College with 7 home runs and 40 RBIs. A great season.
And the 1-2 from Bausis is high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He needs to get on 100%. Already 1 quick out for Bausis. You got to get his pitch count up as long as he's going right now.
And the 2-2 swung on, grounded to short. Myers corrals it, throw to first is in time to get Jones, and 2 groundouts here to start the third. That breaking pitch for Bausis dancing down in the zone, and the River Bandits hitting it into the ground here in the 2nd and the 3rd innings.
Yeah, first inning, a few flyouts, now a lot of groundouts, and it brings up John Howard, who hasn't been really an everyday guy. He struggled at the start of the season. In his last 4 games, he has a hit in each of them, and 3 of them were doubles.
The first pitch to Howard is inside. 1 at-bat so far in the playoffs. He got a hit against the Outer Banks. He pitched last night in the 8th inning, and the 1-0 is fouled off. Last night, learning that John Howard, roommates with Steamers outfielder Davis Halstead. Howard and Halstead matching up in that 8th inning.
Halstead.
1-1 pitch outside, 2-1.
Excuse me. Halstead did get the better of him. He got on, and he did score that inning. So good job from Halstead. John Howard, not always a pitcher for the River Bandits, starting to get his hitting going.
As the 2-1 is outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Ben Bausis during the regular season, 9 walks on the mound, really attacking the zone. A pitch to contact. Guy was also 4th in the team in strikeouts, as the 3-1 is low and a walk there to Howard with 2 outs.
Only the 2nd man on for the River Bandits. Essen Snyder got on in the 2nd inning. Nothing happened from it, from the Preston Shelton ground out double play, and brings up Boogie Saunders, who's our 10th hitter from Monmouth University. He's going to try to get on with his speedy legs as well. He's our center fielder tonight.
Saunders, 4 games played so far in these playoffs, yet to get a hit in 12 at-bats. The first pitch swung on, grounded to short. Myers comes up, gloves it on 2 hops, though to first is in time. Bausis 3 groundouts. He strands a walkover with first, 3 shutout innings for the right-hander from Chowan. The Steamers lead at 5-0, heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear.
Hey, my name is Zane Loveday, and you're watching Edenton Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel.
Thank you, Zane Loveday. You're watching the PCL Finals between the Edenton Steamers and the Tarboro River Bandits on the Edenton Steamers YouTube page. Jacob Smedley joined by River Bandits broadcasters, done a phenomenal job all season long. Dominic Kasulki. Dominic, thanks for coming on Game 3. It's been a pleasure having you up here last night, sitting through the rain delay, having a ball game, and so far tonight in Game 3 of the PCL Finals.
Yeah, going a lot faster this game, obviously without that 2.5-hour rain delay. Got to chill up here in Edenton. It's really nice. First time up here, and it's been a good experience. I hope you had the same in Tarboro during Game 1, and we split it 1-1. Now Edenton looking to win as they already have a 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the 3rd.
Leading off for the Steamers in the bottom of the 3rd, Drifton, Padgett, Ty Johnson, and Tyler Overitis against Ryan Nielsen. Back out for his 3rd inning of work, and the first pitch to Padgett is a fastball that drifts high. Was bullpen action, still is some bullpen action for the River Bandits here in the 3rd inning. Cannot let this game too far away the way Ben Bausis is pitching on the other side as the 1-0 pitch is on the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, River Bandits definitely going to have to get Ben Bausis' pitch count up just a little bit, get some runners on, work some at-bats. As you said, he only has 9 walks during the regular season. Tough to get long at-bats with him.
As the 1-1 pitch is low to Drifton Padgett. Padgett with a hit last night. They come on in the playoffs, had a few hits in the Steamers' walk-off win against the Greenbrier Knights earlier this week. And the 2-1 pitch is swung on, driven in the air to left. Going back to the wall is Newton. He looks up and he runs out of room. A solo home run by Drifton Padgett to left. Just the Steamers' 3rd home run of the playoffs. And it's been all Steamers through the first 3 innings. It's now 6-0. Edenton in front, and head coach Grant Crosby out to the mound for Ryan Nielsen.
Might be the end of his outing here in Edenton. Just a tough outing for Ryan Nielsen. He gives up the ball to Coach Grant Crosby, and that's going to be the last we see of him for the season. It's been great watching him. Just a tough final outing in the start of Game 3 of the PCL Championship.
Hung a breaking ball to Drifton Padgett. Yeah, on Nielsen's part. Really started with that fastball location. You're going back to it. The walks in the first inning started to build and got momentum going for the Steamers. Started to see a lot of those pitches. You see a lot of those pitches starting to pick up the motion, starting to pick up the spots that Nielsen was working with. We've got a pitching change at historic Hicks Field. Now a 6-0 Steamers lead in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at ferrogas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. 6-0 Steamers in front on the home run by Drifton Padgett. Now on the mound for the River Bandits is right-hander number 25, Jay Bullock. 16 in the third innings pitched during the regular season. 7 games, 2 starts, 1-1 with a 0 ERA, no earned runs allowed, 9 unearned runs, 23 walks, 18 strikeouts coming in for Ryan Nielsen, who goes 2 innings plus, gives up 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned. And now the right-hander Bullock from the University of Mount Olive to attend Mount Olive after going to Brunswick Community College. Dominic, what's the scouting report on the right-hander Jay Bullock?
Yeah, Brunswick Community College, he had a 4.33 ERA with 1 win and 2 losses and 13 appearances. He pitched 27 innings, so he had a pretty good ratio. 26 strikeouts to 18 walks there, but he has been struggling a little bit with the walks, as we've pretty much talked about all the PCL pitchers having that struggle, and Ryan Nielsen had that struggle tonight. And
the first pitch to Johnson. Johnson greets him with a ground ball to short. Wall gathers and throws out Johnson on 1 pitch, 1 out for Bullock out of the pen. Third player from heading to Mount Olive that's playing in this series. Again, mentioning Davis Halstead, John Howard, the extra hitter tonight. Now there's 1 out for Tyler Overitis, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time.
It feels like that's one of the only men that didn't get on in that first couple innings for the Steamers. It's their second time around the batting order already.
And the first pitch over, right, swung on, fly to left field. Newton in pursuit. Saunders comes over and calls him off and makes the catch. Newton kind of running over there, giving way to the speedy center fielder Saunders. And 2 pitches, 2 outs out of the bullpen for the Rocky Mount, North Carolina native, Jay Bullock.
Yeah, a couple soft contact hits, 1 to left center and a ground out over to Johnny Wall. So that's good to see. River Bandit pitchers starting to get a groove a little bit more. Already 7 hits for the Steamers, only 1 for the River Bandits.
And the first pitch to Luke Myers is inside. It's 1-0. Myers, a hit and a run scored in the 1-run second inning. The Steamers now with a run in each of the first 3 innings. Take a commanding 6-0 lead, and the 1-0 is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Myers. Won the 2023 team MVP after his teammate Nate Paulson winning it last season. And the 1-1 pitch is at the bottom of the zone. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Didn't seem to be getting called as much for Ryan Nielsen, that low pitch right there. Looked around the same location. Bullock gets the call on that one, makes it 1-2. Could be a big 1-2-3 inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 straight outs after the home run from Padgett, and the 1-2 pitch is low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Myers winning that MVP award on the backs of his durability, his ability around the infield. Started the year at second. He's been at shortstop the rest of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in a 6-0 ball game here in the third, and the 2-2 is fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good job staying alive there from Myers, trying to bring it around back to the top of the batting order already for the 3rd time, only in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jay Bullock trying to do some work. He's going to have to be in here for a long time. It could be a long relief outing for Bullock as long as he's pitching well. So far, so good.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch to Myers is inside, and it goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 counts, a lot of them for Nielsen, and now Jay Bullock. It's the Steamers' offense coming to life in Game 3, really carrying over from 6 runs in the final 2 innings at the plate. And the 3-2 is inside. Myers not hit by it as he turned around and takes the walk down to first base. And after 2 quick outs, a 2-out walk for Jay Bullock. And now, for his 3rd at-bat of the game, Jackson Ellison, who's 0 for 1. With a walk, a run scored to this point.
Yeah, Bullock was ahead in the count there. He was looking really strong. He does have a walk there. His last 3 outings, 5 walks, 7 walks, and 3 walks. That's really been his struggle on the season. He's been getting strikeouts, 18 strikeouts, but not a lot of hits against him. Only 6 hits on the season against him.
Fastball on the outer half. Jackson Ellison fouls it off. In the leadoff spot again tonight. Very similar to Luke Myers, and leadoff hitter that's also kind of placed at the bottom of the order in that 10 spot. Really the second leadoff position as well for the leadoff man. Myers over at first with 2 outs, and the 0-1 pitch is high and outside. A run already across in the inning on the solo home run by Drifton Padgett. His 2nd home run of the season, and both have come against the Tarboro Riverbend.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in Tarboro. That was my first home run I saw all season in Tarboro. That was a fun home run to watch. I thought Padgett was...
1-1 pitch. Myers goes off at first. Lingerfeld's throw to second base is not in time. As Wall comes across the bag to corral it. A stolen base for Myers. His first of the postseason. The Steamers' 7th in the now 6 postseason games, and a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Ellison. A great jump there by Myers going to second.
That was a really good jump from him, and the throw from Jared Lingerfeld was a little bit up the line. Didn't look like there was going to be a tag either way. Johnny Wall lucky to get there in time, not go to center field, as he could have got to third pretty easily.
And the 2-1 pitch from Bullock to Ellison is a fastball way outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Jay Bullock with Brunswick Community College, 13 appearances, a game started. 1-2, 27 innings pitched, a 4.33 ERA. In here, trying to hold down the fort for the River Bandits with plenty of ball game left. The 3-1 pitch to Ellison is fouled off. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and Myers out at second.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Jay Bullock only had 1 earned run given up at home last season. Obviously, he's away, used to being in Tarboro. But he's pitched most of his appearances. I've mostly seen him away until his last 2 starts between Wake Forest and Greenbrier were at home. And those were his only 2 starts on the season. He looked really good in both of them.
The 3-2 pitch to Ellison is low, gets away from Lingerfeld. Myers stays at second base. The second straight 2-out walk for Bullock after 2 quick outs out of the pen. And now runners on first and second for Davis Halstead as the Steamers continue to push the envelope here in the 3rd.
And Lingerfeld looks to be in a little bit of pain. Don't know if the ball came up and hit him or he's a little bit of back pain, as he's been getting a lot of work tonight, having to make sure it doesn't get past the backstop. Already one of them to the backstop this game that brought home a run for the Steamers. J.R. Lingerfeld putting in a lot of work, in a little bit of pain right now, trying to walk it off.
2 outs, and you just talk about the end of the long season. A lot of these guys, handful of them battling through injury. Saw Chandler Padgett last night. He had some lingering arm issues that he, went through, went out and pitched last night's game. But
Didn't
a lot
look like
of these
it.
guys, big, huge credit to all of the athletic trainers in the PCL as the first pitch to Halstead is on the inside corner. All of the treatments day in and day out with games every single day for these players, and still, bruised, beaten end of a long season on the playing field.
It's a whole different lifestyle for them, staying in some different homes, staying in the city. Most of them do, and it's just a very different lifestyle.
0-1 pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike. Again, thanking all of the host families, as you mentioned, taking in all of these players. No, I don't know what I would be doing without the host families really making up really the backbone of these teams throughout the summer.
Yeah, without them, you wouldn't really have a team. These players wouldn't be able to go from coast to coast. Some players all the way on the West Coast, so it's big to have these host families.
No balls and 2 strikes to Davis Halstead, and a breaking ball high. Another breaking pitch from Jay Bullock. A Mount Olive Trojan maybe reunion here. And mounding at the plate. Halstead facing Howard last night and getting a taste of his teammate at Mount Olive next season, Jay Bullock. With 2 outs, 2 on in a 6-0 Steamers lead. 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Now a run here in the third on the solo home run by Drifton Padgett. As Davis Halstead is up with 2 outs and Bullock looking to just keep the lead at 6.
1-2 with 2 on. Here we go.
A 1-2 pitch, fastball inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gabe Kirk waiting on deck. He has 2 hits and 2 at-bats, a run scored. Defense is straight away. Jones shaded up the middle. Guarding second with Myers out at second base. Shelton and Bernard back behind the bag in the outfield straight away. And the 2-2 pitch from Bullock is a breaking ball slapped foul down the third baseline. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
How long at
last night, a
bat?
very quick ball game. A lot of quick outs. Foul, not a lot of foul balls tonight. There's like a lot of foul balls, a lot of 3-2 counts, especially for the River Bandits pitchers out on the hill.
Yeah, it's really only on the River Bandits side right now. Ben Baus has been cruising through the first 3 innings, but a longer game because of the River Bandits pitching so far, and it's just going to stay that way for the moment.
And the 2-2 pitch, another foul ball, and a guy at the plate who thrives in long at-bats, Davis Halstead. The long counts, had a handful of walks last night. The Steamers win. Going back to the walks, 12 for Steamers pitching in the Game 1 loss, 9 for the River Bandits last night, and the River Bandits Game 2 loss really has been one of those key cogs to deciding the outcome of the ball game.
Yeah, when the River Bandits, or I'll let you know in a minute.
The 2-2 is on the inside corner, called strike 3. Eric Byram rings up Davis Halstead. A huge strikeout for Bullock. 2 left on with 2 hits, but a solo shot by Drifton Padgett at the beginning of the inning. The Steamers now lead it 6-0 in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Top half of the 4th inning. 6-0 Steamers in front. Home run by Drifton Padgett in the bottom of the 3rd inning to extend the lead out to 6. 1-2-3 due up for the River Bandits. Again, Ben Bausis in his 4th inning of work, and the first pitch to Newton is lined into right field, a base hit. Down the line, Paulson gets to it, and Armani Newton with the River Bandits' 2nd hit of the game and a leadoff single here in the 4th.
Yeah, they've done this once already in the 2nd inning with a leadoff hit from Eston Snyder, and 2 pitches later, the double play. Johnny Wall really needed to get this ball into the air, try to hit one of the gaps, right center or left center, bring Armani Newton to 3rd. Need to get a few runs home. It's not going to all happen in 1 inning, but you got to inch away at the 6-0 lead.
And the first pitch from Bausis to Wall, a big cut and a miss. Newton jumping all over that fastball. Bausis trying to sneak one inside. A great inside-out approach from the River Bandits leadoff hitter, lining it to rights, getting on base with his speed, and the 0-1 pitch to Wall is low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnny Wall, the shortstop from Roanoke University.
He's been really strong all season, already 0 for 1 tonight, but at short, such a great defensive anchor.
And the 1-1 pitch, line diving, catch it short by Luke Myers. Throw to first is not in time. A Webb Gem out at shorts. Luke Myers getting the white uniform dirty out there at shorts. An incredible diving catch. One shortstop to the other, a hard liner from Wall, and an excellent play by Myers.
Yeah, what a play from Luke Myers. Saved Armani Newton from probably going over to third, but if that was a ground, if that chopped up, that's a double play again over to Luke Myers at short. So River Bandits a little bit fortunate in that aspect.
And the first pitch to Bernal, lined up the middle. Myers unable to get that one as it goes into center field. Another hard line drive for the River Bandits here in the inning. Bernal jumping all over the first pitch from Bausis, and now 2 on with 1 out. What really is the largest threat for the River Bandits here through the first 4 innings.
But you really have to be careful about that double play. Almost another chance of Luke Myers getting to that ball. It's just the outstretched glove of Luke Myers just passed it over to center field to drift in Padgett. Monty Newton has to stay at second because of how hard the ball was hit from Bernal.
2 on, 1 out here in the 4th, and the first pitch to Snyder, swinging away first pitch and fouls it off. Really, the memo was changed. Even though Bouse is quick through the first 3, River Bandits really making it even quicker with a lot of first pitch swings. Single by Newton on the first pitch. Bernal the single. 3 on the third pitch to Wall, the line out to short. Bouse is the sign, and the 0-1 pitch is swung on and popped up on the infield. Coming in is Kirk. Down the line, he's underneath of it, and he makes the catch in the air for out number 2. A huge out number 2 with 2 on.
Shelton looking to do what he did last night and hit a ball over that left field wall. They really need it here with 2 on, 2 out. Trying to bring home at least a couple of runs. He has a speedy Armani Newton at second. Snyder is the man with the first hit of the game right there. He pops up in foul territory, and Gabe Kirk doesn't miss it.
Runners in scoring position, really in addition to walks, as the first pitch to Shelton is outside. It's really been a key to this series. Steamers left 9 runners on base in Game 1. Very similar number for the River Bandits in Game 2. A handful of runners late, couldn't get them across, and now an opportunity down 6 runs. As you mentioned, Dominic, chip away here in the 4th, and the 1-0 pitch is inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Preston Shelton.
They really haven't had a chance to chip away at anything because they haven't had any runners in scoring position until now with Armani Newton at second. They need to get something going.
2 balls and no strikes, and the pitch to Shelton is swung on and popped up. First base side again. Kirk drifting over Rightus over near the dugout, and it gets out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bausis working the fastball inside to the right-handed hitting Shelton. As we saw last night, breaking ball got extended on it and deposited it over the wall in left field.
And I bet Ben Bausis watched that. I know it wasn't him pitching, but I bet he saw that and he knows where to pitch to Preston Shelton. Shelton's going to have a good approach against Ben Bausis here.
2 balls and 1 strike, 2 on, 2 hits in the inning, and the 2-1, it is slapped foul, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 hits, no runs across for the River Bandits through the first 3 innings. Steamers 6 runs on 7 hits, aided by a handful of walks from Steamers starter, River Bandits starter Ryan Nielsen. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch from Bausis swung on, fouled off again, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Tarboro third baseman.
Shelton knows how big of an at-bat this is, so he's really going to try to stay alive, slap everything foul the best that he can, try to not get rung up looking. He wants to at least put a ball in play, try to create some kind of havoc for the defense of the Steamers.
Preston Shelton from Lewisburg, Tennessee, up with 2 on and 2 outs. 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. Bausis the sign and the 2-2. Line drive up the middle, a base hit. The wave is on for Newton around third. The throw to the plate is up the line, and the River Bandits get on the board in the top of the fourth inning. The third hit in the inning. Preston Shelton continues his torrid stretch in Edenton. His third hit in the last 2 games, and now it's a 6-1 game with 2 runners on and 2 outs with J.R. Lingerfeld to the plate.
Really, really great at bat from Preston Shelton, getting it back up the middle, and that's where a lot of the hits have been this game, right back up the middle. Starting to see Ben Bausis a little bit better, and I'm kind of surprised at the wave from Brandon Matthews. It did work out, the throw just a little offline, but I am surprised by that wave home.
And the first pitch to J.R. Lingerfeld is high and away. It's 1-0. That fastball, Bausis leaving it over the heart of the plate. River Bandits taking advantage. Still, though, only 44 pitches for Bausis in the fourth inning. Still in a good spot talking about his pitch count.
Oh, 100%.
It's a 1-0 pitch to Lingerfeld, who fouls the first pitch off. A huge moment. As we've mentioned throughout this series, one of the new additions for the River Bandits behind the plate. Extra hitting opportunity. Trying to continue to chip away with 2 on. 1 run already across. 3 hits in the inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bausis looks at second, and the 1-1 pitch. Fastball fouled off, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another fastball from Bausis, and Lingerfeld just underneath of it.
Mostly quick at bats to Bausis. We mentioned earlier if it were hits for the River Bandits, it was on 1 to 2 pitches, and then 1 to 2 pitch outs for Bausis. That's why his pitch count is so low, even with these few runners on, and 4 hits for the River Bandits.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bausis the sign from Overitis, and the pitch swung on, popped up. Center field, Padgett coming into shallow center field. He's underneath of it, and he makes the catch. The River Bandits strike for 1 in the first. On the fourth, on an RBI single from Preston Shelton. 3 hits in the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Steamers lead it 6-1. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at ferrogas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Who's ready to rock? The second annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Bottom half of the fourth inning, and now a 6-1 ball game. The River Bandits getting a run across in the top of the fourth on an RBI single from Preston Shelton. Jay Bullock out there for his second full inning out on the mound and faces off against 3-4-5 Gabe Kirk, Ty Garza, and Chris Morris.
Gonna be a tough part of the order for him to face.
And the first pitch to Kirk outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Kirk now with 4 hits in this series. He had 2 in game 1. Did not get any last night. 2 hits tonight and 2 at-bats. And the 1-0 pitch is on the inside corner. It's 1-1. First baseman from Olivet College having a postseason for the Steamers. 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield shifted. Bit to the right side as the 1-1 is in there for a strike. Johnny Wall is really as close to the second base bag as a shortstop can be. Saw that a lot last night, game 1 as well. Then Jones, a deep second base. 1-2 to Gabe Kirk. And the 1-2 pitch from Bullock is a breaking ball low and in. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seen a lot of fastballs from Bullock, but that tailing slider, trying to get the lefty to chase in the 1-2 pitch.
He's got to stay with his command. He already had 2 walks in the first inning facing off against 5 batters. Got to keep his command in the zone.
2-2, and the opposite of what you want there on the command-wise for Bullock is a fastball that bounces in the dirt and catches home plate umpire Eric Byram. Will walk out to the mound, give the ball back to Jay Bullock. Can we talk about the host families? But again, the umpires who are putting in hours, being here to call these finals games, semifinals as well, with the Knights and the Scallywags going out in the first round to the Steamers and the River Bandits, respectively.
Takes a whole system to get all of this running, and it's really great that the league got everything going, and it's continuing on. A great PCL league.
The 3-2 pitch to Kirk is swung on and fouled off. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jay Bullock in a full count already here against Gabe Kirk, the best Steamer hitter in the playoffs so far. Like you mentioned, 2 hits already. Looking for a third. Could get a walk here in the full count.
Bullock gets the sign from the catcher Lingerfeld, and the 3-2 is inside ball 4, and Gabe Kirk has reached base all 3 times tonight. And for the fourth straight inning, the Steamers have a leadoff base runner, whether on a walk, hit, and now Ty Garza to the plates. Nobody out in the 4th.
Still no errors for either side, so the defense has been a little bit better, but haven't been too many plays where the defense has had to come up and make a tough play. It's really been mostly hard hit balls that would either be in the outfield and just all around the infield as well, just easier routine plays, and if they're hits, there's not really a chance for the error.
No balls and 1 strike to Ty Garza. A hit, a walk, an RBI, a run scored so far in this ball game. And the 0-1 pitch is a fastball low in and out of the glove of Lingerfeld, who keeps it right next to his glove. It's 1-1 the counts. Tarboro and Edenton, just about an hour drive to each town. Both historic towns in eastern North Carolina. Phenomenal PCL summer baseball teams as well here in the 3rd game of the PCL finals. As the 1-1 is high, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike, excuse me.
Another rematch of the championship. River Bandits gonna have a long road ahead to make it theirs this year. Last year the Steamers won it. Neither of us were here, but you know, we know the history. So River Bandits trying to get it done. Steamers trying to hold on to that big 6-1 lead.
2 balls and 1 strike to Garza, and the pitch swung on, line drive, a screamer up the middle, right over the head of Bullock, and a base hit for Ty Garza, his 2nd hit of the game, and now 2 on with nobody out as the Steamers are going to get that run back that the River Bandits scored in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, it seems like there hasn't really been a very calm inning for any of the River Bandit pitchers between Ryan Nielsen and now Jay Bullock. He's already faced 6 batters and only pitched 1 inning. He already has 3 walks. He does have that 1 strikeout, but 2 runners on, no outs in a jam. And they could come back and score even more, respond with even more than just the 1 that the River Bandits did. 2
on, nobody out as Chris Morris to the plate, and the first pitch to him, an excellent breaking pitch from Bullock. Tailing in on the inside, half another breaking ball that Morris has seen. A few dandies from Ryan Nielsen in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, really only throwing them breaking balls. Seems like that's their game plan against Chris Morris, who hit that double down the left field line last night.
And the 0-1 pitch to Morris is swung on, flied on the infield, playable for Jones, who goes across the second base bag and makes the catch. A huge out, number 1 for the righty. Bullock jams Morris. And now Nate Paulson to the plate, 0 for 1, an RBI, a walk so far tonight.
It's a massive first out for Bullock. Bases loaded, it would be if he got on. And that would have been the third time of the game with the bases loaded, and so much pressure on the mound. Such a high-stress situation for a pitcher with the bases loaded and no outs that doesn't always tend to work out well.
1 out. Kirk reaching on a walk. Garza single up the middle. And the first pitch to Paulson is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Nate Paulson from Bridgeport, West Virginia. Played all over the outfield, a center fielder by trade, but has been in the corner outfield spots this season for the Steamers, in right field tonight. And the 1-0 pitch from Bullock, another fastball high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, runners on first and second are really inching their way towards the next respective bag. In second and third, they're trying to get Jay Bullock, get a stolen base against him, and that's really been something he's been susceptible to, is some stolen bases. It's not a strong attribute. He doesn't really pay attention to the stolen bases as much, really paying attention to the pitches.
And the 2-0 pitch to Paulson, another ball in the dirt. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes. Bullock so far in relief of Ryan Nielsen, who went just 2 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. Another rough start for Nielsen against the Steamers in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 out for Nate Paulson. Bullock gets the sign from the catcher Lingerfeld, and the 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Jay Bullock, batter's only hitting 111 against him on the season, so the walking has been the issue. And a deep count right here, trying to not let the bases get loaded in this crucial situation.
3 balls and 1 strike. Drifting Padgett on deck, and the 3-1 is low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Steamers. The 3rd inning tonight where the Steamers have had the bases loaded, and now J.R. Lingerfeld out to the mound to talk with the right-hander Bullock, the junior, going to Mount Olive, and now Drifting Padgett. One replay brought to you by Faro Gas. Easy propane service starts here. Faro Gas, the solo home run in the bottom of the 3rd inning, sending Ryan Nielsen out of the game. A hanging breaking ball over the fence and left.
Yeah, it was really the last time we saw Nielsen, and I think that was when Coach Crosby realized that it was time to have a switch. Nielsen just didn't have the same stuff he did all season. He's trying to get maybe a couple more innings out of him. His pitch count was up, but that home run really put it in there that if he's getting hit, he can't find the strike zone, he's got to come out.
The first pitch to Padgett is a breaking ball that misses low and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes. A hit and 1 at bat. 2 RBIs, a run scored, as the 2 Rocky Mountain natives battle it out in the bottom of the 4th. And the 1-0 pitch is on the inside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kirk over at 3rd, a walk. Garza out at 2nd, a base hit. Nate Paulson, a walk with 1 out to load the bases, and it's 1-1 to Drifting Padgett. Fuller gets the sign. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, check swing on the inside half. Excellent pitch from Fuller, that fastball inner half. Padgett tried to committed way too late.
Yeah, it was a tough check swing for him. He wanted the downs again over the left field wall. Just didn't get the pitch he liked and realized it just a bit too late.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Padgett is a fastball low. It's 2-2.
Lots of low pitches to J.R. Lingerfeld, and he's getting his work back there tonight. Hasn't had too many starts behind the plate, but he's getting a season's worth tonight.
2-2 to Padgett. Padgett drifting along with his brother Chandler. Pitched last night. 2nd straight season playing in summer ball. Played the CPL's Boone Bigfoots last season. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch from Bullock, a breaking ball low and away. And after starting ahead in the count 1-2, the count is now gone 4 with 2 walks already in the bottom of the 4th.
And nowhere to put them. This is big. Steamers could add on that run that the River Bandits responded with in the top of the 4th, and Steamers trying to respond themselves. Massive at bat here for Drifting Padgett, trying to get a 2nd RBI of the game.
Bases loaded, 2 walks and a hit, 1 out in the 4th, and the 1-1, 3-2 pitch, grounded on the infield. Shelton comes in, goes to second for one. The throw to first gets by Bernal into the wall. Garza's going to hold up at third. Coming in to score is Kirk. Now a bit confusion here, and out at second is going to be Nate Paulson on the force. As Shelton unable to tag. Looked like Garza on the run to third, did not tag him, made the throw to second, and the throw from first was wide. A run comes across the Steamers' 7th run, and now runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ty Johnson.
Yeah, I'm surprised runner at third didn't come home when it got all the way to the dugout. 2 players in Jay Bullock and Max Bernal racing over to the dugout. Didn't get sent home from the third base coach. Would have been a tough play to throw him out there. So only 1 run scored. Definitely thought there could have been 2.
Ty Johnson 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI. As mentioned earlier, now 3 hits. As the series has shifted to Edenton, 2 hits, 2 RBIs last night. Hitting an RBI tonight as a throw over. Yeah, surprised Shelton too didn't tag him. It looked like he was extending out to tag him. But then I think just based on, instinct, like trying to tag him, and by that point just trying to go to second to get any out, as the first pitch to Johnson going out to second is Padgett, and no throw from J.R. Lingerfeld. A stolen base from Drift and Padgett, the regular season leader in stolen bags for the Steamers, gets his 4th of the playoffs, and now 2 in scoring position for Ty Johnson.
Didn't want to risk it. Throwing it down to second would have been too risky with the man at third trying to come home. River Bandits know that play all too well.
And the 1-0 pitch to Johnson is swung on line to center field. Playable for Saunders, who barely has to move out in center field. He makes the catch to end the inning. The Steamers get a run across, 2 walks, a run on a fielder's choice. We go to the top half of the 5th inning in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. The Steamers lead it 7-1. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at ferrogas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Jacob Smedley along with Dominic Kasolki here in the top half of the 5th inning. 7-1 ball game. Steamers getting a run in the 4th as Ben Bausis, the first pitch, is in there to Cam Greenway. It's no balls and 2 strikes. River Bandits scoring a run in the top of the 4th on 3 hits. An RBI hit by Preston Shelton, and the 0-1 is outside to Greenway. Now back down 6 runs to the Steamers, matching the run in the bottom of the 4th. And the 1-1 pitch from Bausis, a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cam Greenway.
Only his second at bat. Seems like the Steamers have went through almost 3 times already.
And the 1-2 popped up foul down the right field line. It's 1-2. Greenway has had success against the Steamers. First 2 games against the Clams, had 4 hits, 3 hits in his first game with the River Bandits against the Steamers. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, fouled straight back. Went to J.H. Rose High School. And Lenore Community College, playing with Kevin Jones, who waits on deck.
They both need to get something here.
And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed by Greenway. Overitis goes and throws to first on a ball that got away from the catcher Overitis. An excellent breaking pitch for Bausis down and away, and gets Greenway to go fishing, and there's one away here in the fifth.
Cam Greenway was totally fooled on that one, but a low throw from Tyler Overitis. A good scoop from Gabe Kirk. I thought maybe he might have dropped at the pole a little bit in my line of sight of first base. I thought he dropped it for a second, but a out call at first.
And the first pitch to Kevin Jones just popped up right field. On the run is Paulson over by the visitors' bullpen, and he makes the catch. Traveling towards the visitors' bullpen. Again, apologies for those watching along, just the length of the camera we have here. Paulson all the way over towards the fence, makes the catch, and one pitch for the second out to Jones, and now 2 outs for the extra hitter, John Howard.
2 quick outs for Bausis. Looks like the first and second inning all over again.
And the first pitch to Howard is a fastball on the outside corner. A lot of strikes in the fourth. River Bandits jumping all over it, getting a few hits. Here in the fourth, Bausis delivers a breaking ball to Howard, who lines it into left field, a base hit. John Howard is second hit of the playoffs, and he's on with 2 outs. The 5th hit of the game for the River Bandits, looking to jumpstart a 2-out rally in the 5th.
Yeah, John Howard's starting to get hot. It's now towards the end of the season now, but he started to get hot in his last few games that he's played, a hit in each of them. Now a hit in this one. Nice ground out past Luke Myers and the third baseman, Ty Garza.
Ty Garza, 2 outs. Saunders laying down a bunt and bunts it foul. It's 0-1.
A little bit under that bunt, it popped up. Luckily for River Bandit fans, not right towards Ty Garza at third. It did go foul.
I think the philosophy there for Saunders, just try and get him going at the plate. Maybe a bunt single, try and get something started for the River Bandit center fielder.
Yeah, if he gets it down the third base line, he's so speedy. I think he'd beat it out.
And the 0-1 pitch to Saunders, not bunting here, and he takes a fastball on the outside edge. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Perfectly located fastball there, so he couldn't bunt it, and even if he wanted to, it probably wouldn't be the location that he wanted to get it.
No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, a 2-out hit for Howard, and the 0-2 is way outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talked about Halstead and Howard. Boogie Saunders facing off against his teammate at Patrick Henry Community College last season, John Horton, last night. 2 have talked with one another throughout the season. As the 1-2 is swung on and grounded, 2 hops to short. Myers gloves it, throw to first is in time to get the fast Saunders. Luke Myers has been impressive over at short tonight. A handful of excellent plays. A runner left at first on a hit. No runs across. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning in the PCL Finals, Game 3. The Steamers lead it 7-1. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear.
Hi, my name is Ben Bausis, and you're watching Edenton Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel.
Thank you, Ben. Ben Bausis threw 5 innings, 1 run ball here in the you in Game 3 of the PCL Finals between the Tarboro River Bandits and the Edenton Steamers. The winner of tonight's game will be crowned the 2023 PCL champion and get the Postove Cup. The Steamers in front here through the first 4 innings is Tyler Overitis against Jay Bullock here in his 3rd inning out of the bullpen. Overitis, Myers, and Ellison, and a big cut and a miss by Tyler Overitis. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Overitis tonight, 0 for 2. He has a strikeout. Jay Bullock needing to start an inning without a man on base, and it's been tough to come by for the River Bandits tonight.
Bullock getting the sign from the catcher J.R. Lingerfeld, and the 0-1, a big cut and a miss for Tyler Overitis. They got it going at the end of the regular season, but a few days off behind the plate, was away from the team for a day. Really ever since then, still hasn't gotten back in that rhythm yet to get a hit in 4 postseason games, as the 0-2 is high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It doesn't look like he's seeing Bullock very well right now. A couple of big swings and misses. Already 1 and 2 to him, and Jay Bullock desperately needing the leadoff man needing to record a out on the leadoff man.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Bullock getting the sign from Lingerfeld, and the 1-2 is driven in the air to right center field. Snyder on the run. He dives and he drops it in and out of his glove. Eston Snyder laying out for it in the right center field gap. It went in and out of his glove, and Overitis reaches on what will go down as a base hit for Overitis, his first of the playoffs, and another leadoff base runner for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, it would have been a wonderful play from Eston Snyder laying out to make that catch, and it was in his glove. It looked like he caught it from here, and then he looked down. It just popped out of his glove, held him to a single for Overitis. Like you said, his first hit in the playoffs now, so big hit for Overitis. First man, leadoff man does get on against Bullock. It's been tough.
And Myers squaring around a bunt and a fastball high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Myers has reached base twice. He has a hit, a walk, a run scored. 9 hits for the Steamers in combination with 8 walks from Ryan Nielsen, who had 4 through 2 innings. Jay Bullock with 4 through 2 plus here in the 5th inning. Myers squaring around again, the 1-0 pitch, and again a ball outside, and it's 2-0 with Myers squaring around to get a runner in scoring position.
Got a little bit of work in the bullpen with Jay Bullock, a little bit struggling on the mound with the walks. That leadoff man of Tyler Overitis got on. It wasn't with a walk, though. Second hit of the game against Bullock.
2 balls and no strikes. Myers squaring around again, pulls back again, and another ball outside the zone for Jay Bullock. Myers squaring around on 3 straight pitches, and neither one of them in the zone for Bullock. See if Myers squares around again with the count 3 balls and no strikes.
I don't think he will. I think he's going to take this. Oh,
Myers squaring around again, and this one's in there for a strike.
I was wrong. I thought he was just going to take the pitch, see if Bullock could find the strike zone, but he still looked to bunt. He pulled it away either way, but it was in there for strike 1.
Jackson Ellison, who's 0 for 1 with 2 walks, a run scored, is on deck. And the 3-1 to Myers, not swaying around here, grounds it through the hole in the left field, a base hit. Myers has reached 3 times tonight, his 2nd hit of the game, and now 2 on with nobody out. The 10th hit for the Steamers here in only the bottom half of the 5th inning. And head coach for the River Bandits, Grant Crosby, the former Steamer, coming out and makes the motion to the bullpen. He's going to take the baseball from right-hander Jay Bullock. Another bullpen change. Call to the bullpen for the River Bandits here tonight. 2 on for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 5th in a 7-1 ball game. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at FaroGas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Bottom half of the 5th inning, a pitching change for the River Bandits, their second of the ball game. And into the game is right-hander number 33, Carter Raper, pitched a third of an inning last night. The River Bandits 6-2 loss to the Steamers in Game 2. He comes in for Jay Bullock, who goes 2 innings, 3 hits. He gives up a run, 4 walks and a strikeout, and is responsible for the 2 runners on base, Tyler Overitis and Luke Myers, both with base hits. Raper, a third of an inning last night, late in the ball game, came in for Howard in the 8th inning. Now comes in for Bullock, the third River Bandits pitcher, and he faces off against the top of the order in Jackson Ellison.
Yeah, Luke Myers over at first, and he's really been the player of the game, I'd say, for the Steamers today, along with Gabe Kirk with those few hits and a walk. But Luke Myers has been so great at shortstop today. Some big plays, a couple double plays, and some good throws to first. Nothing low.
Raper checks Overitis out at second. Ellison squaring around a bunt, and this one up tight. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Head coach Justin Hill over in the third base coach's box, throwing down the bunt sign here for the number 10 batter Myers, and now the leadoff man Jackson Ellison. The RBI bats come into the plate. Up next in Halstead and Gabe Kirk.
Yeah, top of the order in Ellison, and a big spot to add on to that 7-1 lead. If it gets more than this, it really becomes insurmountable to overcome.
The 1-0 pitch. Ellison squaring around again, bunts it to first. Bernard's only play is to first, and the sacrifice is successful for Jackson Ellison. Overitis and Myers move up to third and second base respectively, and now Davis Halstead to the plate. As you mentioned, Dominic, looking to extend that lead for the Steamers, who already lead at 7-1.
Yeah, base hit would do it now with Carter Raper on the mound, and he's struggled a little bit in his first outing against Greenbrier Knights, where he had 3 home runs in 1 inning. Pitched 3 innings that game, but 2 of them were great. One of them, his last one, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, a walk. It's just a tough outing for him in his first outing, but 6 earned runs on the season for him throughout 6 1/3.
Davis Halstead to the plate, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Halstead tonight a hit in 3 at-bats and a throw back to the mound. Gets by the pitcher, Carter Raper, and no runners advance on the wild throw from Lingerfeldt
I don't know if he's
to Raper on the mound.
I don't know if he's paying attention at third, because it kind of got away from Raper, and Kevin Jones is pretty deep at second base. Would have been, I think, a pretty easy play to get home if he was totally paying attention. I think he was talking to the third base coach of the Steamers.
4 balls and 1 strike to Davis Halstead. And the 0-1 line to third, an excellent snap out of the air from Preston Shelton. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing as Halstead lines it to third. And Shelton denies Halstead of at least 2 bags. Have to imagine with Newton playing straight away and left.
Yeah, it's 2 more runs in for the Steamers. What a great play from Preston Shelton. The instincts kicking in, throwing his glove up, and it's right in the correct spot. He's standing in the right position for the hot corner.
Now Gabe Kirk in front of Carter Raper with 2 on and 2 outs. And the first pitch to Kirk is outside. Kirk has reached all 3 times tonight. A walk, 2 hits, 2 runs scored. The shift on form with Wall nearly directly behind the second base bag. Hole on the left side of the infield. A hit for Overitis. A hit for Luke Myers against Jay Bullock, who started the inning. And the 1-0 pitch from Raper way outside. A nice snap by Lingerfeld to prevent any movement on the bases.
Yeah, Gabe Kirk already with those 2 hits, looking to bring home 2 more runs, would make it 9-1, a 9-1 deficit. We're not even halfway through the game yet, or we're right at
Just
halfway through the
about, yeah,
game.
getting there to
just
that
got
point.
through halfway the game, and it's been a much longer game than last night. Almost 2 hours already halfway through this game.
And the 2-0 pitch to Kirk is a good breaking pitch on the inner half. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Gabe Kirk, this past season for Olivet College, .359 batting average, 5 home runs, 33 RBIs. It's 4 home runs now in the regular season and the postseason for the Steamers. And the 2-1 pitch from Raper, low and in. Another excellent snap by J.R. Lingerfeld. If we've really talked about in this series, came in late and learning the pitching staff for the River Bandits, and has battled tonight with a handful of pitches low and even a bunch in front. Prevent any more runs for the Steamers. 10 hits already and 7 runs across. And the 3-1 pitch from Raper to Kirk popped up on the infield. Coming out is Lingerfeld. Coming in is Shelton on the infield, and he makes the catch to end the inning. A dangerous play on the infield. The Steamers strand 2 runners on 2 hits. No runs across. We go to the top half of the 6th. The Steamers lead Game 3 of the PCL Finals 7-1. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. Along with you can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. A 7-1 lead in the top of the 6th inning, and Ben Bausis back on the hill. 1-2-3, and the first pitch to Armani Newton is outside 1-0. Newton 1 for 2 with the only run scored of the night for Tarboro in the top half of the 4th inning. And the 1-0 pitch from Bausis is swung on line straight back. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Newton got that leadoff single his last time up, and it didn't end up coming to be his first run and only run. He got sent home, and throw from Drifton Padgett wasn't in time, and Newton got in there standing.
And the 1-1 pitch from Ben Bausis, a big cut and a miss. It's 1-2. Bausis entering the inning with 60 pitches. The top of the 6th, a lot of quick innings, a lot of quick at-bats. Newton a single on his first pitch in his last at-bat. And the 1-2 pitch, fastball way outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to the outfielder from Florida Gulf Coast University.
Newton's the leadoff for a reason. He got that leadoff single. He needs to do it again here. 7-1. Got to get something going.
Houses the sign for Overitis in the 2-2. Swung on, fly ball down the left field line, and it'll get out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Newton from Fort Peace, Florida. 6'2", 205, the 2023 PCL All-Star. 2-2 on him here in the 6th, and the pitch. Low, just missed. Low and away. Overitis held it there for Byram. No call behind the plate, and it's 4 to the left fielder, Armani Newton.
Really close pitch. Newton with a good take or good call for him.
And the 3-2 swung on, grounded to first. Kirk sliding. Skip hops it, cannot get it. It goes by him. Newton goes around first, a big turn, and it'll hold up at first. Kirk has been a great defender for the Steamers there, trying to one-arm pick it out of the air, and a hard hit ground ball from Newton. Gonna award him a base hit, his 2nd straight hit. And now Johnny Wall to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
Johnny Wall's last at bat, he lined it right at Luke Myers, making a diving grab. Luke Myers been so great at short tonight. Gabe Kirk been great at first as well, but a tough hop for him, and it just gets to the right of him.
And the first pitch to Wall is fouled off to the right side. It's no balls and 1 strike. No action yet in the Steamers bullpen for Ben Bausis here in the 6th inning. Bausis was scheduled to start last night before change during the day. Chandler Padgett given the start. And a strong outing last night for the Steamers is the 0-1 pitch on the outside edge. Moving Bausis back to tonight and delivering a strong quality start so far against the River Bandits' potent offense. The 0-2.
Wow, close play.
Close play over at space. Seen a handful of those so far this series on pickoff moves.
Yeah, Ben Bausis had a nice pickoff move there. Almost caught Armani Newton leaning a little bit too much towards second.
0 balls and 2 strikes to Wall. Bausis the sign, and the 0-2 is high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on the high fastball.
Johnny Wall been, or Armani Newton and Johnny Wall been 2 of the River Bandits' most consistent hitters. Newton getting on to lead off this inning. Wall couldn't do it last time. He needs to get on here in the 1-2 count.
And the 1-2 pitch to Wall. Line drive into the right center field gap. That'll get down a base hit. Newton speeding around second. He'll get to third. A base hit for Johnny Wall, and 2 on with nobody out in the top half of the 6th inning as the River Bandits looking to storm back. An excellent swing from Wall on an outside breaker. Lines it to right center field. Now Max Bernal to the plate. He singled his last time. He's 1 for 2. River Bandits looking to get 1, 2, maybe even more here in the inning. Down 7-1 as Overitis going through the signs.
And the right center gap there for Johnny Wall. His first hit of the game brings Armani Newton to third, and Max Bernal hit one up the middle for a base hit last at bat. He's going to try to do it again. This top of the batting order tonight for the River Bandits. Been the only ones that have been able to see Bausis tonight in their order.
And the first pitch of Bernal swung on, driven in the air to right. Back to the wall goes Paulson. He looks up, he leaps, and it goes off the wall. It'll stay in play. Going all the way to third is Wall. The throw back to second is in time. Newton comes in to score on a long single for Max Bernal. An incredible leaping attempt by Paulson. And head coach Grant Crosby just going to go out to make sure. He's going to point to Eric Byram. See if it cleared the wall. Paulson trying to knock it back in.
I thought it was out of here. I couldn't.
And now Grant Crosby going, it looked out. Paulson at the wall, scaling the wall. And now it looks like off the top of the wall is Grant Crosby making the same case to first base umpire Gavin West. Had the best really view out of all of us right behind first base. As it stands, another hit in the inning. A hit for Newton. A hit by Johnny Wall, and now a long single as of now for Bernal. And Grant Crosby pleading his case again to Gavin West. Looked like it went off the top of the way Paulson was going back. Looked like it was going to go over and pull it back.
They just threw him out of the game here in the championship, Gavin West.
And now, yeah, an ejection.
Wow. In the championship game a call like that, I feel like you're pleading your case on a call above the wall, and such a massive at-bat from Max Bernal and a massive call that could have went out of here for the River Bandits. And I don't think you should throw a coach out for pleading your case on that. I really think you're letting your emotions get on your sleeve there, on your shoulder. I don't think you should throw him out there.
Ejection nonetheless. Gavin West to Grant Crosby, who's still talking now with home plate umpire Eric Byram, who's all the way up the line. As bullpen action now during the delay is Tyrus Baumgartner starting to throw with 3 consecutive hits against Bouncers. Eston Snyder and Tyler Overitis sharing a word behind the plates. What could be a huge juncture in this game. Still a 5-run ball game, but the River Bandits with all of the momentum right now. Crosby back to the dugout, and he has now been ejected. The second ejection here in the playoffs here at historic Hicks Field. Chuck Slaughter getting ejected for the Greenbrier Knights in the final game of that series, and now Grant Crosby in the final game of the PCL finals, getting ejected on what looked to be, at least at first, just clarification on that play, pointing to right field, pleading his case.
Obviously not happy that it wasn't called a home run, but I don't think especially the first base umpire, should be throwing out Coach Grant Crosby here in such a big game. I feel like you should realize the magnitude of this game and the emotions running. If you're the umpire, I don't think you should throw out Grant Crosby.
Crosby out, Snyder at the plate, runners on the corners, a run already across, and the first pitch to Snyder is popped up on the infield. Bausis running in, same with Garza, and Bausis held on. Incredible. Bausis, who's a second baseman pitcher, two-way player, running all the way in, and a juggling act from the Steamers pitcher. And he was right on the line, too. If it would have fallen, chaos would have been on the base paths.
Yeah, it would have seen a throw to second, and Max Bernal would have had to race over there. Snyder would have been racing towards first. He was already down the line, and a really nice catch from Bausis, a nice recovery.
Now, huge out number 1. Strike. Ball call rather, is going down to second. No throw from Overitis. A stolen base going to go to Max Bernal.
Yeah.
Max Bernal. Thinking Johnny Wall. Johnny Wall's over at third base after the single. Wall at third. Bernal out at second. And Preston Shelton, a base hit, could play 2. And the 1-0 is on the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike as Baumgartner continuing to ramp up in the Steamers bullpen. Now a 7-2 ball game as the River Bandits looking to chip away here in the 6th.
Yeah, bringing home 2 here would be so big.
The 1-1 pitch just outside, a close pitch on the outer half. Bausis has tried to work that outer half. He's been forced to move to the inner part of the plate, and the River Bandits have made him pay.
It's 2 close pitches this at bat, called balls. Preston Shelton in a favorable count.
And the 2-1 pitch way outside, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Bausis, only 1 walk tonight. To John Howard earlier in the ball game. 2 on, 1 out. 3 balls, 1 strike in a 7-2 ball game in the 6th. And the pitch from Bausis is a fastball, low ball 4. The second walk of the game for Bausis, and now the bases are loaded for the River Bandits with just 1 out. And coming to the plate is J.R. Lingerfeld. And head coach Justin Hill is going to come out to the mound. No signal has been made to the bullpen yet. Coming out to talk to the right-hander Bausis as the River Bandits mounting a comeback.
Yeah, after that non-home run call and the throw out of Coach Grant Crosby, I feel like you don't want your head coach to be thrown out, obviously, but that could light some fire into you. You know, why is my head coach being thrown out there? Did you just get the walk? Shelton was a man to bring those men home, but they do get the walk, load up the bases for J.R. Lingerfeld, who's behind the plate tonight. And it seems like Ben Bausis is staying out there. Ben Bausis making that recovery. It could end up being a massive output in this game. Making that catch right on the line could be a different story. Could have walked one home, and a base hit here could really make this a ball game. We were hoping for a good ball game and a chance at it right here.
Bases loaded, 1 out. The conversation over. Have to imagine just kind of scenarios here. Getting down to the bottom of the lineup with the bases loaded. And the first pitch to J.R. Lingerfeld is a fastball on the outside corner. It's no balls and 1 strike. Bausis finding the outside half. Lingerfeld 0 for 2 tonight. Looking to come through here with the bases loaded. A run across in the 6th. And the 0-1 from Bausis. Another fastball. This one way outside. And Bausis, 1 run given up through the first 5 innings. Now in the 6th, the River Bandits chaining some hits together. A walk as well. And the 1-1 pitch to Lingerfeld is outside. It's 2-0. 2-1.
Working a good at bat here. Lingerfeld, that first strike call was very close. Didn't get the favorable call on his end, but working it back now 2-1. Nowhere to put him.
2 balls, 1 strike. Infield and double play depth. And the 2-1 from Bausis. Swung on, fouled off, and it's 2-2. Bausis coming inside to the lefty. Baumgartner walking around in the bullpen. No one up for the River Bandits. Carter Raper still in the ball game. Over at third is Wally single. Bernal at second with a single himself, and Shelton with a 1-out walk. And the 2-2 pitch to Lingerfeld. Swung on, grounded on the infield, could be 2. Myers goes to second for 1. The throw to first by Johnson is dug out at first base by Kirk. 3 runners left stranded. Myers and Johnson up the middle turn a huge double play. A run scores on the RBI single by Bernal. 3 left on 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Steamers lead it 7-2. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Trowon County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at ferrogas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. The River Bandits stranding the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the 6th. The double play grounded into from J.R. Lingerfeld. And the first pitch to Garza swung on, grounded down the third base line. And it's a fair ball down to the corner. Going down the corner is Newton. Garza around first, and he's going to go to second. Past the outstretched arm of Preston Shelton, and a double for Ty Garza, a leadoff double. And now the 11th hit of the game for the Steamers, and now Chris Morris to the plate. A double down the line for Ty Garza, skips over the bag. Now Chris Morris up. Morris tonight 0 for 2 with a walk, a run scored. Hole in the middle of the infield with Wall nearly almost over to where Shelton is at third. Hole in really the middle of the left side of the infield to Chris Morris. It's Carter Raper out there as the offense for the River Bandits starting to show life in the sixth. Trying to keep it at 5. Checks the sign at second and goes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Chris Morris. Window to Morris. Edenton, North Carolina native. DHing tonight. He's played third in this series as well. Jones guarding the bag out at second. And the 2-0 pitch to Morris is way outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Garza's hit the 11th hit of the game for the Steamers. Garza has 3 hits and a walk. 7 runs, 11 hits for the Steamers. 2 runs, 8 hits for the River Bandits. And the 3-0 to Morris is a fastball taken all the way. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Chris Morris with Nate Paulson on deck here in the bottom of the 6th.
So I must have missed a play. Someone's on second base.
Yeah, Garza double down the left field line just over the bag. And the 3-1 to Morris is swung on and fouled off. It's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Game 3 of the PCL Championship Series. Teams, as mentioned in the open, 6 teams, 3 in the PCL, the Steamers, the River Bandits, and the Outer Banks Scallywags. And 3 teams in the Tidewater Summer League, the Greenbrier Knights, the Norfolk Redbirds, and the Virginia Beach Sea Dogs. As the 3-2 check swing appeal to second, and Morris going around.
Carter Raper working that at-bat back, already 3-0 after the double. That's got to be a lot of pressure after the River Bandits got to run back. Gets the strike out of Chris Morris as he couldn't hold up.
Nate Paulson 2 up. Paulson 0 for 1 tonight, an RBI, 2 walks. Might be known most for the play in the top half of the 6th, up at the top of the wall, using his glove to knock it in play and keep Max Bernard to a single, and he swings at the first pitch from Raper and fouling it off. What could be a huge momentum swing if that bounces at the top of the wall and goes over. Be a 7-5 game with the inning continuing, and who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, it would have been a big difference maker. 7-5 or 7-2 is a much different game here. Carter Raper continuing on the mound. He seems to be doing a pretty good job in relief of Ryan Nielsen and Jay Bullock. Couldn't really find the strike zone tonight.
And the 0-1 pitch to Paulson is inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. As you mentioned, Nielsen going the first 2, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks, a strikeout. Jay Bullock 2 innings, 3 hits, allowed a run, 4 walks, a strikeout as well. And now Raper in his 2nd inning of work, just a hit on the double by Garza and a strikeout. And the 1-1 to Paulson is high and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Raper's stuff is looking pretty good here to start. You didn't really expect him to come out, but being down so much, you need someone to come in, eat some innings. I mean, he's a great pitcher, but you were thinking Nielsen was going to go longer and maybe go to Bullock and then Baranek, but Raper coming out, doing a great job.
The 2-1 pitch to Paulson is swung on and fouled off. That fastball command has been strong so far for Raper, working the top, bottom of the zone. Breaker as well. River Bandits using 4 pitchers last night to get through game number 2. As you mentioned, Bryant Baranek being used in that ball game. Jay Fuller strong to begin. Brock Arender, only lefty left for Grant Crosby's squad. Pitched an inning, had a few runs in the Steamers' late inning victory tonight. Just a role reversal. Steamers coming out strong with the bats to begin. Raper's quieted the offense. Head towards the late innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. outside as Paulson leans into it, and it goes outside. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
11 hits for the Steamers, 8 for the River Bandits, but River Bandits not been able to get those runs home, as it's been really the story for them all season. If they're losing games, they're getting runners in scoring position, but they're not getting them home. Couldn't do it last inning after Max Bernal's long single to the right field wall.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Paulson swung on, popped up foul. Means 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Steamers outfielder. Nate Paulson, West Virginia State University, one of 4 Steamers this season from the Yellow Jackets, choking around with reliever Tyrus Baumgartner. About the Edenton Yellow Jackets of the West Virginia State Steamers, and that name catches on around town as the 3-2 is low to Paulson. It's a walk for Raper, his first of the ball game, the 9th for River Bandits pitchers tonight, as Drifton Padgett to the plate. He has a hit in 2 at-bats, a home run to left field, 3 RBIs tonight.
That's really the big difference. River Bandits have 9 walks now between their pitchers, and Ben Baus has been the only pitcher for the Steamers. That might be the last of his appearance after he got hit hard last inning, but only 2 walks for him.
Raper checks the runner at second, and the first pitch to Padgett is high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The home run back in the 4th inning, the last run for the Steamers against River Bandits pitching after the scoreless 5th. In a 7-2 ball game, and the 3rd and final game of the PCL finals, and the 1-0 is fouled off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, as we mentioned in the open, it's game 3, essentially like a game 7 with the series tied. End of the series, end of the season in the PCL.
Kind of had a feeling it was going to come down to this. Hopefully, could be a close game towards the end. River Bandits bats starting to get hot. Steamers pitching with Balsas has been really good all game long and all season long.
1-1 to Padgett, lined into right field. That'll get down, a base hit. Coming around third is Garza. The throw in from Snyder goes to second. Another RBI for Drifton Padgett. Another hit tonight. He has 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and the Steamers now lead it 8-2 with 2 more runners on base. The River Bandits get a run to try and fight back, and the Steamers once again matching that run in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, now new head coach for the night, Brandon Matthews, coming out, and it looks like Carter Raper's night might be done. I saw him point, but maybe he was pointing at something else. Do have some work in the bullpen, maybe just a little pep talk to Carter Raper. Nope, there is a new pitcher coming in. It looks like Brock Arender for the 2nd night in a row. Last night struggled with his command, hoping to zip in some of his famous fastball. See if he can tonight.
Pitching change here at historic Hicks Field. The Steamers lead it 8-2. We'll be right back to tell you more about the lefty Arender. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Left-hander Brock Arenda finishing up his warm-up tosses. He's the new pitcher, the fourth of the night for the River Bandits. Comes in for Carter Raper, goes an inning and a third, 2 hits. Earned run given up on the RBI hit by Driftin Padgett, a walk, a strikeout. Arenda now in his second straight game of the series, allowed 2 earned runs in an inning plus last night in game 2 when the first pitch to Ty Johnson is way outside. It's 1-0.
Yeah, I'm kind of not necessarily surprised, but I thought we might see Bryant Baranek in a jam like this when Brock Arenda struggled to find the zone last night. And continuing right here, already 2-0, has really good stuff, but when you're already in a jam, you kind of want to put someone that's going to pound the strike zone more knowingly that he's going to do that.
2 balls and no strikes. Ty Johnson, 1 for 3, a hit and an RBI as he takes the 2-0 pitch on the outside corner. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Second baseman from Chowan. Fantastic player of the game last night for the Steamers. Johnson, a defensive swing. He went around on a hard inside fastball from Arenda, bearing down on the 5-10 infielder. And 2 hits, 2 RBIs, including the go-ahead RBI in the 7th inning. Tonight been more of an all-around effort for the Steamers. 12 hits. Garza has 3. The 2-2 fouled off. You got 4 guys with at least 2 base hits.
Yeah, really only a couple batters. Ellison has 2 walks, but he doesn't have a hit. Chris Morris has a walk, doesn't have a hit, and Nate Paulson has 3 walks, but doesn't have a hit. So, I mean, if you're getting on base without the hits, it doesn't really matter, and the team still has 12 hits. The Steamers really doing it all against the River Bandits tonight. Still have that 8-2 lead and looking to add on more.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners on the corners, and the pitch to Johnson is high. It's 3-2. Paulson over at third with that walk. And Driftin Padgett, now 4 RBIs. Came into the game with 3 already, now creeping towards Gabe Kirk's playoff total. Kirk entering the game with 10. Padgett now with 7, with 4 in this game alone. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch from Arenda. Fastball way inside. Johnson will go down to first. The bases are loaded. The 10th walk of the game for Tarboro pitching. And now in a lefty-lefty matchup, Tyler Overitis to the plate.
That's the 4th time the bases have been loaded for the Steamers. And River Bandits pitching just having trouble getting outs to start the inning and just havoc created after that. Walks, hits, really doesn't matter tonight. Those 12 walks, now 12 hits, 10 walks. It's not a recipe for winning. Still a game, but the outs are coming. Not a lot of time left.
And the first pitch to Overitis popped up behind home plate. Both Overitis and the River Bandits catcher J.R. Lingerfeld giving it a look. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Tyler Overitis doing the regular season for the Steamers. 32 games, 242 average. 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I haven't seen much of the breaking ball from Arenda just yet. He sails it high there. Kind of what Nielsen was doing earlier in the game. His breaking ball was going high. He's trying to get a breaking ball lower as where he's trying to locate it and maybe get a double play, get out of this jam. Lots of jams tonight for the pitching.
And the 1-1 to Overitis. A breaking ball, another one. This one tails outside. See that a lot in lefty-lefty matchups and Steamers, Scallywags, Steamers, River Bandits matchups, River Bandits, Scallywags matchups as well. Those lefty-lefty matchups, the lefties really working that outside half, trying to get a lot of chases.
Yeah, a lot of lefties for the Scallywags that we faced that outing. That's above Lingerfeld's head.
2-1 pitch is low in the dirt. Lingerfeld didn't see it at first. And no runners advance. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Nowhere to put him, so it's a very tough situation here.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded. 8 runs for the Steamers, 1 in the inning on an RBI hit from Driftin Padgett, who's out at second. Johnson at first with a walk. Paulson at third with a walk as well. And the 3-1 pitch to Overitis, way inside, ball 4. Another walk in the inning. The 11th of the game for the River Bandits. And the Steamers extend their lead. It's now 9-2 in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, nice at bat from him, working it the whole way. Really didn't have to swing it too many pitches. One in the dirt, a couple high, bringing up the new batter Luke Myers overitis. Talking about didn't have that hit before his last at bat, got a hit and now a walk. So he's having a solid game for himself, and Luke Myers having a great game for himself. And now he's up to bat with the bases loaded.
First pitch to Myers, that fastball high. I saw it a bit in the first game with Loveday, Dilda, and Costin, the lefties for the Steamers. Wender, tall left-hander, trying to command the zone from that left-handed arm slot. Got to finish down, and sometimes just leaving that fastball up as the 1-0 pitch is in there. Fastball finishing down, getting it on the inner half, getting it on that plane to the right-handed hitter, and it's 1-1 to Myers.
But when he can get it in there, it's really tough to hit for the Steamers batters. So as long as he's pounding that strike zone, could get maybe a double play or just hard to hit against him.
1-1. Myers is lined down the right field line and gonna get out of play. It's 1-2, and I'm up in the bullpen again for the River Bandits. Surrender here in the 6th. Steamers responding to the River Bandits run in the top of the 6th with now 2 and looking for more here in the bottom half.
Try to end this at bat quickly. A lot of counts ahead for the River Bandit pitching, and they just work it back.
1-2 pitch to Myers is swung on down the right field line. Snyder in pursuit, and it'll get out of play. Excellent hustle from Eston Snyder down the line, and Luke Myers hangs in. Similarly to Davis Halston, as mentioned earlier, a guy that fouls off a lot of pitches. There's a lot of pitches around the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, the bases are loaded. Jones straight away at second. Wall creeping around the second base bag with Johnson out at second base. And the 1-2 pitch to Myers inside, gets away from Lingerfeld. Coming home is Padgett, and he will score. Another run tonight on a pass ball behind the plate for Lingerfeld. And it's now a 10-2 Steamers advantage, and runners go up to second and third.
Yeah, ball away from Lingerfeld. He's had a lot of work behind the plate. Wasn't able to stop that one. He's been doing a pretty good job stopping them with the balls into the dirt. That, bases aren't loaded anymore as another run comes in. Now double digits for the Steamers.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Myers. It's another fastball up high in the zone, in and out of the glove of Lingerfeld, and the 2-2. It's way inside. Myers at the limbo stick there, bending all the way down, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and I was mentioning, when you get ahead in the count like that, it's been tough for the River Bandit pitchers to end the at-bat quickly. Now 3-2 after it was 1-2 to the 10th hitter, Luke Myers.
Jackson Ellison on deck. And the 3-2 pitch to Myers. Check swing, grounds it back to a Wender. Checks the runner back to third and spins around and throws Myers out. PFPs, players, pitchers fielding the position. A Wender spinning around, grabbing it, checking the runner, and throwing out Myers all in one motion.
Yeah, good play from Arender, making sure he doesn't get home from third. But it's also, it's like it would have been ball 4 in a check swing. Just unfortunate for Luke Myers. He just barely tapped it, and it tapped straight to Brock Arender's glove on the mound.
Jackson Ellison now due up. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks, a run scored, and a hit batter tonight. And first pitch is low as Lingerfeld keeps it in front. Mentioned tonight it's been behind the plate for the Lewisburg College catcher J.R. Lingerfeld. Handful of pitches in and around the dirt, having to slide all around. Wild pitches as well. Now with the lefty Arender in there in a 10-2 ball game. And the 1-0 to Ellison, a big swing, taps it foul. It's 1-1.
Yeah, you mentioned he's from Lewisburg. I have stats that he's from Catawba. Is he going to Lewisburg?
I believe he's from Lewisburg. That's what I saw.
Okay, I was just making sure because these are new additions, so I'm just trying to make sure I have the right stats as well, or I wasn't giving the wrong stuff because I know you do your research. I know we both do, but I was just making sure.
1-1 is fouled off.
Brock Arender has 2 men on, second and third in a 10-2 ball game. Been saying it all game. The game's never over, but an 8-run deficit is really hard to come back from. If it gets to 10, you really think it could be the end of the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Ellison. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A great breaking ball by a render. 2 runs come across for the Steamers on a single by Padgett and a wild pitch. Steamers lead it 10-2 as we head to the top half of the 7th inning. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There were plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There were plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Top half of the 7th inning. Now a 10-2 ball game. Steamers and River Bandits. Ben Bowses back out there for the 7th inning. Kind of wondering after that 1-run 6th inning for the River Bandits in which they loaded the bases. And the first pitch to Cam Greenway is fouled off. If Bowses, approaching 90 pitches, would go back out there. He's back out there for the 7th in an 8-run ball game.
Yeah, he's gotten hit kind of hard. 8 hits against him.
One is fouled off, and it's quickly 0-2 to the designated hitter Cam Greenway, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout tonight.
The big difference with Balsas, though, he has got hit kind of hard with the 8 hits, but only 2 walks, and those hits seem to be early in the counts. That's why his pitch count pretty low for going through 6 innings, trying to maybe get through 7.
1 ball, no balls, 2 strikes, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. A fastball high. The Virginia Beach, Virginia native Ben Balsas. His 2nd appearance of the postseason, his 2nd start. And the 1-2 to Greenway is a breaking ball on the inside corner, called strike 3. Greenway is down for the 2nd time. Bowses his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. And there's 1 away in the top of the 7th inning. It's now coming to the plate. It's
Sal Lamo, number 31.
Salvatore Lamo to the plate as assistant coach Brandon Matthews now coach in there with Grant Crosby ejected, coming down just to confirm with Eric Byram as Salvatore Lamo in there. The first pitch to him is in there for a strike. Lamo in there for Kevin Jones late in this ball game.
Trying to get a change of scenery, get anything going. Kevin Jones 0 for 2 on the day, so he gets taken out.
The ball is in 2 strikes. Salvatore Lamo from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Sal Lamo still looking for his first hit on the season. Doesn't have a hit with a 167 batting, or on base percentage, excuse me. Does have 2 walks, sorry.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Lamo from Barton College. Joining Leighton Dupree and Ty Garza, and a big swing and a miss from Lamo, as now Garza has struck out 2 in a row as he gets the pitch hitter Lamo in the top half of the 7th. 2 outs now as the extra hitter John Howard, who singled his last time, coming to the plate. There's that breaking pitch for Bowses. Haven't seen it a ton tonight. Getting Lamo, the pitch hitter, swing over top of it.
Yeah, John Howard towards the bottom of the batting order, really the only one that gets gotten a hit.
Howard swings and fouls the first pitch off. It's 0-1.
Yeah, John Howard with a hit and a walk, But before then, Lingerfeld, Greenway, Jones, now Lamo, all did not have a hit. And after him, Saunders does not have a hit either.
And the 0-1 pitch to Howard is outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ben Bausis, as you mentioned, Dominic, 6 2/3, the 8 hits, 2 earned runs across, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And the 1-1 is low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to John Howard. And an extra hitter tonight. Linger felt the extra hitter last night with Wilson behind the plate. 2-1 from Bausis, a big cut and a miss at a high fastball. And it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes with the center fielder Boogie Saunders on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bausis gets the sign from Overitis and the pitch. Outside, and the count is full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
John Howard's looked really good at the plate last few weeks. Hasn't been getting an everyday type of start, having a lot of good hitters on the River Bandits, but he's starting to implement that role. But it is the last game of the season. We'll see what he can do.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Howard. A breaking ball in there, called strike 3. Bausis emphatic on the mound. He strikes out the side in the 7th. The Steamers in control heading to the late innings. They lead it 10-2 in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Bottom half of the 7th inning. A new arm on the mound for the River Bandits. Right-hander number 7, Bryant Baranek, along with a render, pitching last night. Pitched an inning in the Steamers' 6-2 victory. And yes, J.R. Lingerfeld playing for Catawba College, transferring from Lewisburg to Catawba, the River Bandits catcher tonight. A 10-2 ball game. The Steamers 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brought to you by Farewell Gas. Easy propane service starts here. Farewell Gas, and starting off the bottom half of the 7th inning against Bryant Baranek is Davis Halstead. Halstead 1 for 4 with a strikeout tonight.
And Bryant Baranek from Middle Tennessee State University with a 7.93 ERA, 1 win, 3 losses, and 17 appearances. He had 5 starts and a save.
And the first pitch to Halstead is on the outside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Unsure yet who's going to replace Ben Bausis. Tyrus Baumgartner's been warming up for the past few innings. See, 1 pitch outside. Bausis now 7 innings. Solid outing as the River Bandits trying to see him more late in the game. And the 1-1, Halstead is fouled off. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the hard-throwing right-hander. 2023 PCL All-Star for the River Bandits. Been used out of the pen. Started the first game of the playoffs against the Outer Banks Scallywags. And the 1-2. Low, it's 2-2.
Yeah, Baranek has been, him and Nielsen have really been our 2 best guys on the mound. Nielsen having a tough time getting outs tonight. Baranek now coming in out of the pen. If he didn't have that start in the first game against Scallywags, might have got the start tonight.
And the 2-2 to Halstead is fouled off. And Brian Baranek, as you mentioned, a lot of these guys on the River Ants, and even the Steamers as well, versatile, used in starting roles, out of the bullpen. Kind of find rhythms as well, and also get guys opportunities in a summer league and different opportunities. As a breaking ball just missed low. Close, just below the zone. Eric Byram calling it low. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to the outfielder that goes by Day. Fouls off the 3-2 pitch. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Edenton native.
Haven't been many leadoff hitters for the Steamers that don't get on tonight, so Baranek trying to do just that and get him out. Needing to keep it 10-2. Only 6 outs remaining for the visiting Tarboro River Bandits.
The 3-2 pitch to Halstead. Another foul ball. The 3rd straight for the Steamers' left fielder tonight, Davis Halstead. And all around the outfield this season. Even a few games at first base late in the season. Pitch running for Kirk. Tate Abbott at times. The next 3-2 from Baranek, a big cut and a miss by Halstead on an excellent breaking pitch from Baranek, and he gets a strikeout in his first batter here in the 7th.
Yeah, the leadoff man strikes out. It's been a big thing that hasn't happened tonight for the River Bandits. Get the leadoff man, especially with Gabe Kirk coming up. You got to keep it 10-2. Going to have a lot of work to do. They have the top of the order coming up. Well, I think it might be 10-1-2 with Boogie to start. Still, going to need a rally going with the top half that's been doing most of the workload for the River Bandit hitting. Do have 8 hits, but only 2 runs.
And speaking of the top of the order, Gabe Kirk, the number 3 batter for the Steamers, takes the ball low. So far tonight, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, a walk. Could be for Kirk the MVP of the series if you're looking at the Steamers can hold on tonight. In a 10-2 ball game, performance in game 1, a few hits tonight. Ty Garza with 2 hits, 3 hits. Padgett with 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and the 1-2. 1-1 is fouled off. It's now 1-2 to Gabe Kirk. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Steamers' first baseman.
And Baranek, if he can go 1-2-3, I think that would be the first time in this game. Gabe Kirk trying to get on any way, anyhow. He's been doing it. He's 3 for 3 on getting on base tonight. He's trying to do it once again.
Baranek gets the sign from Lingerfeld, and the 1-2 is on the inside corner, called strike 3. Breaking pitch falling right off the table, and Baranek getting his 2nd consecutive strikeout out of the pen, and now it's Ty Garza to the plate.
Yeah, Kirk got struck out backwards K, looked at the home plate umpire. Byram didn't necessarily like the call, but gave him an explanation, shook his head like, okay, guess that was the correct call.
Got the better of me there. There's a strike in there. The fastball to Ty Garza. 3 hits tonight. The only Steamer with 3 hits. A handful of guys, including Kirk with 2. And the 0-1 pitch from Baranek. A fastball that misses outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Just like Salvatore Lamo, an infielder for Barton College. Garza, rotational middle infielder, shortstop second, as the 1-1 pitch fly to right. Drifting back is Snyder. He has room down the line, and he makes the catch to end the inning. And Dominic, the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Baranek for the River Bandits pitching. In fact, we go to the top half of the 8th. 10-2. Steamers lead it. Going to get 6 more outs in the game 3 of the PCL final. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at ferrellgas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field at the corner of Woodard and East Freemason in downtown Edenton, North Carolina, the stage for the third and final game of the PCL Finals. The home squad, the Edenton Steamers, lead it 10-2 when the new pitcher on the mound, right-hander Tyrus Baumgartner, his second game of the playoffs, 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs against the Greenbrier Knights in Game 2 of that series. Game 1, excuse me. It's 1-0 now to Boogie Saunders. 10-1-2 for Tarboro in the 8th. And the 1-0 is on the outside corner. Baumgartner in his 3rd season with the Steamers, a 2.32 ERA during the regular season.
Yeah, River Bandits going to have to really get the biggest rally of their season going, 8 runs.
1-1 is low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Boogie Saunders tonight. Saunders 0 for 2 in the ball game. Tried to lay down a bunt his last time. Grounded out to short, and the 2-1 is high. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Working a good at bat for the top of the lineup. The top of the lineup has been doing a lot of damage tonight. A lot of hits against Ben Bausis, who went 7 innings with 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Such a great outing from Bausis. He didn't let them get on with runners in scoring position.
And the 3-1 pitch to Saunders is high and away, ball 1, and Baumgartner walks the first batter out of the pen for Armani Newton. Back-to-back hits in his last 2 at-bats. He scored the only 2 runs of the night for the River Bandits. Both hits coming to the pole side, a single back in the 4th into right field, and the last one down the line on a tough attempt from Gabe Kirk. Well, as you mentioned, Dominic, trying to start a rally here in the 8th, and he takes the first pitch from Baumgartner in there for a strike. On the other side for the Steamers, trying to just you can exchange runs for out. It's at this point in the 8th inning.
They've been doing it all game. A few runs each inning and a couple big innings with 4 runs and 3 runs.
And the 0-1 pitch. Saunders goes and stops. That one swung on ground. A diving attempt by Johnson to go into right field. Saunders around second, and the throw goes to third. Gets behind Garzin, goes off the brick wall. And another base hit for Armani Newton. 3 hits. And the catalyst offensively for the River Bandits at the top of the order, as he's been all season. And now 2 on with no outs for Johnny Wall to the plate as Tyler Overitis going to go out to talk with his fellow West Virginia State Yellow Jacket, Tyrus Baumgartner, as Johnny Wall to the plate.
Yeah, Gabe Kirk over there at first trying to say that hit Boogie Saunders on his way to second. Would have been an automatic out. Guess it went in between Boogie's legs and got into right field.
The first pitch to Wall, a fastball inside. Baumgartner allowing, as mentioned, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Against the Greenbrier Knights, pitched in the middle of that Game 1 loss for the Steamers. In for Bausis in that game, comes in here in Game 3 of the PCL Finals. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. A walk to Saunders, a single for Newton, and now it's 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop Johnny Wall.
Seems like every time River Bandits get in this position, a double play happens. Already a few this game. Sometimes trying to load the bases is Johnny Wall.
And the 2-0 pitch, grounded, 2 hops, and it goes in and out of the glove of Myers. Into left field. Coming around to score is Saunders. In the 3rd goes Newton. And a 2-hopper is going from 2nd to 3rd. It was Saunders. Myers might have not seen it as it went up. Didn't see the high hop. Went in and out of his glove. And now runners on the corners. A run already across. And it's now a 10-3 game.
Yeah, first mistake I've really seen from Luke Myers all series. Luke Myers has been great over there at short. And it was a tough play for him. Don't know if they're going to rule it an error or not because of the high chop. Just got right over his glove. I think it tipped his glove on the top of it a little bit and went into shallow left. Tough for Davis Halstead to get to it as Boogie Saunders rounds and gets the 3rd run of the game for the River Bandits. If Max Bernal got that home run, could be a different game right now.
And the first pitch to him way inside. You mentioned that near home run for Max Bernal off the wall, an RBI single it went down as. But he has 2 hits, an RBI. You mentioned the top of the order, Dominic. 7 of the 10 River Bandits hits from the 1-2-3 now in the lineup, and the 1-0 pitch is high as Baumgartner struggling out of the bullpen. Here in the top of the 8th inning in relief for Ben Bausis, who went the first 7 innings. John Horton out in the bullpen. For the Steamers, Chris Morris now jogging out as well. 7-1 ball game. The River Bandits looking to mount a comeback as the 2-0 is fouled off. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 hits, walk, and now an earned run in the inning for Baumgartner.
Yeah, Baumgartner really been great all season, but he only has 19 1/3 innings pitched compared to Ben Bausis' 43 innings pitched before the playoffs. Not as much time.
And the 2-1 grounded into right field, a base hit past the diving Kirk. Going up to second is Wall, moving to station. Newton comes in, the 4th run of the game for the River Bandits, and it's now 10-4. The 3rd hit of the inning for Baumgartner, who's still yet to record an out as Eston Snyder to the plates.
And
Fastball on the inner half. A line single into right, the 3rd hit of the game for Bernal. Now Eston Snyder up. As John Horton now lightly tossing in the Steamers bullpen with 2 on and nobody out.
Surprising after he pitched 4 innings last night.
The 1-0 pitch to Snyder. He chops it foul at the plate. It's no balls and 1 strike.
And Snyder's a guy you definitely want at the plate here in this position. And Preston Shelton on deck. They both have been hot hitters for the River Bandits. Snyder with a hit today. Shelton also with a hit, RBI and a walk. Those 2 guys trying to get it going, but after that it's been kind of ice cold. So if they want to get a rally going, the bottom's going to have to get it going as well.
And the 0-1 grounded on the infield. Johnson Carouser goes to second for 1. The throw to first is not in time. Snyder reaches on a fielder's choice. Going over to third base is Bernal, and now Preston Shelton to the plate. Steamers get out number 1 here as the River Bandits still have 2 on with 1 out. Fastball on the inner half, jamming Snyder. It's now 1 for 4 on the night.
Bernal just got called out at second. It's Johnny Wall over there at
Johnny
third.
Wall at third base.
I know they.
Apologies again.
Not being able to see them, it is tough seeing them from just their helmet. They do have the same kind of build.
1 out. Runners on the corners for Preston Shelton. And the first pitch to him is fouled off. Shelton working walk. He has an RBI single, 1 of 4 RBIs on the night. 2 to Bernal, who was put out at second. Chris Morris also joining Horton. Horton still walking around as Morris starting to lightly throw as well. Baumgartner trying to get out of the 8th inning. And the 0-1 going off of first is Shelton. That's a drive to left. Back is Halstead to the warning track to the wall. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Wall. He's coming home. Goes to the cutoff man Myers. Out number 2. A run comes across on the sacrifice fly. And it's now a 10-5 ball game. Another run across for Tarboro in the inning. The 3rd given up by Baumgartner here in the 8th. Now J.R. Lingerfelt to the plate. 5 runs now on 11 hits for Tarboro. 10 runs on 12 hits for the Steamers.
Yeah, you got a really good piece of that ball, but just missed that home run. Shelton did over to Davis Halstead at left, right at the warning track. Would have been a big home run. J.R. Lingerfelt still a chance to add on to it.
And Lingerfelt flies 1 to center field. Playable for Padgett, who drifts back, and he makes the catch to end the inning. The River Bandits get 3 on a handful of hits by Bernal, a sac fly by Shelton, and 3 runs across. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. In Game 3 of the PCL Finals, the Steamers lead at 10-5. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at ferrogas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Bottom half of the 8th inning, the River Bandits putting 3 runs across to cut the Steamers' lead down to 5, and Bryant Baranek back out for his 2nd inning of work. He's due up against Chris Morris, Nate Paulson, Drifton Padgett. Morris was warming up in the Steamers' bullpen. John Horton now lightly tossing in there as well. Designated hitter Chris Morris against Bryant Baranek. 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. First pitch in there for a strike. Fastball right in there from Baranek, zipping into the zone here in an inning and starting his 2nd half.
That's what you usually see from Baranek. He seems to always do that. Got put in a tough situation last night.
It's the 0-1 to Morris, swung on grounded, a few hops to Shelton, gloves it, throws across the diamond, and Morris is retired 4 up, 4 down against Baranek here in the 7th, and now the 8th inning. And now the right fielder, Nate Paulson, to the plate. Baranek just trying to keep it at 5 with the River Bandits offense. 4 runs in the past 3 innings. Nate Paulson tonight for the Steamers. 0 for 1 with 3 walks, an RBI, and a run scored. And the first pitch is inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Looked around the same.
Before, but Nate Paulson,
looked around
second season with the Clams, not a part of the postseason run last season. 1-0 pitch is high. It's 2-0.
Baranek starting out the at-bat with Paulson, same spot as the first at-bat. Doesn't get the call there. Still zipping it in there, continuing to do his thing.
And the 2-0 to Paulson is high. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Starting a fastball, wavering here to Paulson. 3 out of the zone.
Paulson's looked really good tonight. Let's have 3 walks for him. That's his 4th walk of the game, yeah.
4 walks for Nate Paulson. 4 of now 12 River Bandits walks on the evening. Each pitcher now with a free pass tonight for Tarboro. And now Drifton Padgett. 2 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored for the Steamers center fielder. 1 out as Horton continues to throw. Could be potentially in there for the 9th. And the first pitch to Padgett is on the inside corner. It's no balls and 1 strike. Center fielder from NC Wesleyan University.
And the River Bandit killer tonight with those 4 RBIs. A big home run. It's not letting go.
0-1, swung on, chopped foul, and it's quickly 0-2 to Padgett. 2022 All-Region, 22 USA Conference Player of the Year as well for NC Wesleyan.
12 not walks for now for the River Bandits. Only 6 strikeouts. It's really been the big difference maker tonight.
And the 0-2, an excellent breaking pitch from Baranek, freezes Padgett. Just getting a few words with Eric Byram on a journey back to the dugout. Another strikeout for the right-hander Baranek. Now 3 out of the bullpen, and now there's 2 outs for Ty Johnson to the plate.
Ty Johnson tonight at the plate has a hit, RBI, and a walk, looking to do it again with a man on first base. 5-run lead is pretty comfortable for the Steamers, but not completely there yet. A 3-run inning, last inning for the River Bandits. Could make it 5 next inning. You never know.
No lead is safe. Something I've learned this season, the PCL. No lead is safe. The Steamers coming back down 7 runs against Outer Banks in the ball game. The River Bandits as well. Handful of big comebacks as Johnson swings through another excellent breaking pitch from Berenik. We talked about his fastball, that breaking pitch, 12-6 movement with the best of them there. Starts at the top of the zone and dipping way down. And the 0-1 pitch to Johnson. This one popped up. Whitefield coming in is Snyder. He's in shallow right, and he makes the catch to end the bottom of the 8th. The Steamers are 3 outs away from standing at the top of the PCL. They lead it 10-5 as we head to the top of the 9th. Who's ready to rock? The second annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic. Top half of the 9th inning, the Steamers 3 outs away from a PCL championship for the 2nd straight season. Cam Greenway, Salvatore Lamo, and John Howard against Tyrus Baumgartner, who delivers the first pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1 to Cam Greenway, who's 0 for 3 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. And the 0-1 is grounded foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Greenway is trying to poke it to the right side, fouls it off, and Baumgartner in his 2nd inning now, trying to close the door. Fitting for the 3rd-year Steamer, trying to close it. And the 0-2 is outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, bottom of the batting lineup for the River Bandits has to get it back to the top, but they're going to have to go through 4 batters to get it back to Armani Newton, and that's what's going to happen for a rally.
As a 1-2 is low. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morris again joining Horton in the Steamers bullpen. Imagine if things get hairy here in the 9th inning. Could see one of those 2 Steamers' arms in a 5-run game, 10-5. The 2-2 to Greenway is grounded foul. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Biggest thing for Baumgartner is make the River Bandits earn it. Wild pitches, which is out of the zone. 1 walk in the 8th. 3 runs across. Ben Bausis, 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And the 2-2 to Greenway is a breaking ball outside. And now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. An excellent take from the designated hitter.
Nicely worked at bat. It was 0-2. Now a full count. He has to get on. Leadoff man creates havoc.
And the 3-2 from Baumgartner. Swung on, fly ball, right field, going over his Paulson towards the line, and it gets out of play. And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Greenway staying alive.
With the 2nd baseman, Salvatore Lamo, a late entrant, due on deck.
He struck out his first at bat. After him, John Howard in the hole. He's the only bottom of the batting order with a hit.
And the 3-2 pitch from Greenway. Swung on, grounded. Myers a sliding grab. The throw to first is in time. Luke Myers, Sports Center top 10-esque play at shortstop. Sliding grab up the middle. A spinorama in the middle of the infield. And 1 out in the 9th. Really, we talked about the 1 miscue for Myers in the 8th on a high chopper. Really made up for that in a big way on a sliding grab at shorts.
Yeah, making the leadoff man out. That's big.
And the first pitch to Lamo is out on the outside corner. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Baumgartner gets the sign from Overatis. And the 0-1 misses outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Lamo still looking for that first hit of his River Bandit career. Cam Greenway was close to an infield single, but Luke Myers made a spinning, diving grab. A throw stretch at first.
And the 1-1 is grounded foul, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. John Howard with a hit and a walk in 3 at-bats is on deck. 5 runs on 11 hits for the River Bandits, 10 runs, 12 hits for the Steamers, who scored the first 6 runs of the ball game in the first 3 innings. And the 1-2 pitch to Lamo down the third baseline, just foul. Third base umpire Eddie Organs calling it foul, and it remains 1-2. The River Bandits a run in the 4th inning. The Steamers responding with a run in the bottom of the 4th. River Bandits got a run in the 6th. The Steamers with 3 in the 6th. And Tarboro with 3 in the top half of the 8th. And the 1-2 to Lamo is a line drive up the middle of base hits. Life still in the visiting side as a single for Lamo. His first hit in a River Bandits uniform, and there's 1 out for John Howard.
Biggest in a River Bandit uniform, even without 1. That's a big spot. John Howard's been pretty hot at the plate with a walk and a hit. Needs another one here to bring up Boogie Saunders, who had a nice at bat last time that he was up. He got a hit or a walk himself and a run.
1 on, 1 out. Top of the 9th inning. Now the 4th hit allowed by Baumgartner. His limited action, 12 now for the River Bandits. And the first pitch, a big cut and a miss by Howard. Thinking extra bases, a long drive somewhere, and he comes up empty, and it's 0-1.
An extra base hit would be big for John Howard. That's what he's been mostly getting when he's hitting the ball. He's getting it in the gap, getting a few doubles in his last 4 games.
And the 0-1. Outside, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Has been the exclusively fastball for the right-hander Tyrus Baumgartner. Last season for the Steamers, 11 games pitched, 4.59 ERA, and the 1-1 is low. That fastball is drifted away to the right-handed hitters. Righty trying to really himself out on the mound with the hits. He's shaking his confidence as well. Bags holding the rosin, gets the sign, and the 2-1. Swung on, grounded over to short. Myers dives, it goes off of his glove into left field, and now 2 runners on. Another hit for Howard, who's swinging the bat well, and 2 on and 1 out for the center fielder Boogie Saunders, with the top of the lineup looming. And how long is the leash for Baumgartner as head coach Justin Hill Haynes in the dugout? Back-to-back hits after the out from Greenway.
And Boogie Saunders coming at the plate. Wouldn't doubt that he tries to lay down a bunt with his speed. Maybe lay it down in the no man's territory right between the pitcher and third baseman Ty Garza.
The first pitch to Saunders, swung on, grounded to short. Myers across the field, and it's not in time. Saunders beats it out to first, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out in the top of the 9th with Armani Newton to the plate.
There is some life on the River Bandits side. What a slide from Boogie Saunders, but what a throw from Luke Myers. Wow, he jumped up in the air, falling away, and threw it to Gabe Kirk. A nice stretch from Kirk, but Boogie Saunders beats it out with his speed and his slide. But I just can't believe there was even a play there at first base.
And now Tyler Overitis out to the mound. Another hit against the righty Baumgartner. Called upon to try and close out the game. And the hits for the River Bandits making it far from easy as Armani Newton to the plates. 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. 3 out of the 5. Overitis back to the plate. Bases loaded with Newton up, with Wall, who represents the tying run, would be on deck. Baumgartner grabs the rosin again, gets the sign. 3 straight hits, and the first pitch to Newton is low. It's 1 ball and no strikes as Morris and Horton still warming in the bullpen. It's Baumgartner again struggling in the 9th. And the 1-0 outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
And that Cam Greenway out from Luke Myers at short comes back to be big for the first out because a double play would end the game here. Bases are loaded for Newton. If he can get it to Wall and then maybe Bernal. Bernal has that pop in his bat. So does Armani Newton. See what he can do here. Already had 2-0.
The 2-0 popped up. Third base side. Garza going out. Third base, and he drops it. Ty Garza dropped it outside of third in what has been a series of dropped pop-ups. Garza drops it. Foul territory. A few from the River Bandits this series. Tonight, 1 for the Steamers, which could loom large with Newton still at the dish.
Hearts are racing here in the press box. I know mine is. Finally some life for the River Bandits. I know Edenton fans are watching, hoping for Baumgartner to get out of this jam. He has a chance almost to caught ball in foul territory from Garza.
And the 2-1 is outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike with Newton. Morris and Horton in the bullpen for Edenton. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nowhere to put Newton. 10-5 ball game. 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. And the 3-1. Swung on, line drive, center field. Playable for Padgett. He goes back. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Lamo. He's going to come in. The throw is cut off. And a run across for the River Bandits, but 2 outs now for Johnny Wall to the plate as the Steamers trading an out for a run. And now 2 on with 2 outs. The River Bandits down to their final out, and Johnny Wall, who has 2 hits tonight.
Yeah, Johnny Wall been nice at the plate. He doesn't have that home run factor, doesn't have one on the season, so he's going to try to get on base for Max Bernal, who almost had that home run to right field. And if that was called a home run, this would be a much different ball game here. Probably wouldn't have Baumgartner out there on the mound right now.
And the first pitch to Wall is a fastball low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Morris and Horton trot into the bullpen. As it looks like could be Baumgartner trying to finish this one off. 43 pitches for the righty. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch swung on, fly ball to center field. Padgett drifting back. He's got it lined up, and he makes the catch. And the ball game is over. The Edenton Steamers are the 2023 PCL champions. For the 2nd consecutive season, the Steamers stand at the top of the Premier Collegiate League. The Edenton Steamers take down the Tarboro River Bandits by a final score of 10-6. After falling the first game in Tarboro 8-4, the Steamers come back and win games 2 and 3 to win it. The Edenton Steamers are your 2023 Premier Collegiate League champions, the 2nd in back-to-back seasons. Dominic, just take me through the game, back and forth, and it really that 6 runs in the first 3 innings right now stands as the difference with how the River Bandits started to get going late.
Yeah, even 7 runs for the first 4 because 2, 3, and 4, Edenton kept adding on just more and more. 1 run through each of those 3 and 4 in the first. River Bandits pitchers just couldn't find the zone between Ryan Nielsen and Jay Bullock to start it. Carter Raper looked pretty good at the start. His 2nd inning he pitched had 3 earned runs in that inning, and it just kept adding on. It kept every time River Bandits started to maybe inch away, Edenton Steamers bats just kept going. Steamers did have less hits than the River Bandits with 12. River Bandits had 14, and that's been the story of this. River Bandits not being able to get runners in, even with more hits. Both games, the team with more hits didn't end up winning the game. So the Steamers come out alive of that 9th inning jam from Baumgartner, and it looked like Armani Newton was in a favorable count. If he worked a walk there, it would have been a little different. But he flew out to Drift and Padgett, a couple flyouts to end the game. And what a game from both sides. You know, made it a little bit interesting at the end. There was definitely some interesting jams from both sides. So very fun to watch, and appreciate you having me. I'm glad we got to do both in Tarboro and here together. It's been a great time. Just want to say one quick word. Thank you all to the River Bandit fans that are watching and have watched me throughout the season. So thank you so much for supporting. And thank you to the Steamers fans for also supporting Jacob here. It's been really fun doing it this season and having an announcing gig for the both of us. I'm glad we both got the experience.
It's been a pleasure, Dominic. Thank you so much for coming on. That will do it. The Steamers take down the River Bandits and stand at the top of the PCL once again. Final score, the Steamers 10 and the River Bandits 6. Along with Dominic Kosalki, I'm Jacob Smedley saying so long. The Steamers win it 10-6 and are 2023 PCL champions.